All right, good evening, everyone. We're live. We've got two special guests this evening, Jason Solomon and Kevin Williams.
Hey,
And
what's
I'm gonna
going
go
on,
ahead,
everybody?
yeah, hi. And I'm going to go ahead and let Jason talk about what he does. So, Jason, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, Tom, first and foremost, brother, appreciate you having me and Kevin on here. And I'm always grateful for being involved in different podcasts. And you know what's crazy, man? A lot of people have been trying to get me to get on podcasts for a long time. And I always pushed it off, man, because I do the mindset calls and I'm so busy with everything. But I appreciate you extending the arm and the reach. And, to talk about what I do, to be very brief, man, I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life. And I started in business when I was 18 years old. So maybe about 8 years ago, first business was network marketing. Then I got into consulting and now I have many different investments and still those other streams. And so, I'm what you consider an entrepreneur, man. And, and it's always more opportunities are always coming my way and more different streams. So, I'm a firm believer people have to be open-minded and optimistic. So yeah, brother, that's just a little snippet of my background, and appreciate you having me on here, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Like you said, you've had a lot of offers and you took this one, so really appreciate it.
It's because you're famous, man. I said, hey, if Tom calls me, it's like getting a message from the president. So
yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Well, Andre's my co-host. If we get him on, he's actually got the bigger following. I have 1,420 subscribers. He's got like 1,700. So that's why I said 3,000 combined.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so your business right now, it's called Elevate, right?
That's one of the platforms.
Yep.
As you can see, this is a little infinity symbol for the 8. So.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So and Kevin, you're part of that also.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So how do you like it so far?
Yeah, I joined up with the community back in January. And the thing is, like, it's really opened my mind because honestly, I've been in such a job environment for so long. Hey, Andre, what's going on, man?
My co-host.
Sorry about that. I had some family issues.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Glad you could make it. So we have Jason and Kevin on. Jason just introduced himself, and then Kevin was just talking a little bit about how he likes it so far. So keep going, Kevin.
Yeah. So what I was saying is the thing is I've been at jobs, like I grew up in such a traditional family that was about get the college education, get a good job, funnel money, like move up in that one company and pretty much work the rest of your life for 30, 40 years.
Yep.
But the thing is, I never really fell into that. Like I always knew there was a way to establish residual and passive streams. I always knew there was a world out there. And I spent years and years constantly trying to find it. And it's funny because like I hit a place in my life where I feel like I really gave up on my life. And I had a really crazy injury and stuff like that. And pretty much spent like 6 months like really giving up on my life in a really depressed state, battling a lot of debt, stuff like that. And then Jason Solomon, actually somebody else that Jason knows, her name's Biffy. She's one of the most influential leaders I've ever met in my entire life. And like the type of heart that this woman has, I can't even say it enough. And she actually got me introduced to Jason, and Jason kind of opened up my eyes to how to really open up these residual and passive streams that I've been looking for. And I know there's a lot of people out there like me who journey in crypto and journey in this and journey in that, journey in investing and journey like looking for one avenue after another, looking down so many different avenues to establish multiple streams of income that are better returns than a bank in your savings account's going to give you, or actually give you some sort of path to be financially free and own your time. And since I've met Jason, it's opened up a whole nother world for me, to be honest with you. And since I've met that, it's really opened my eyes to other things. Like I've got a real path this year where like all my debts on track to pretty much be eliminated. Like we put together a game plan. Like I'm building a 7-figure business this year, and with quantum leaps and being able to do immense things, it all starts in the mind. And this whole platform that Jason's laid out has laid out a whole other world I knew that was out there, but I just never knew how to find it until I met Jason.
Awesome. We're getting some of our first comments from the audience here. First one, tell us more about the business. Intrigued. So we definitely got some interest so far from the audience.
Oh, I do have a couple questions for you guys.
Oh, go ahead,
Andre. Nice to meet you, man.
Yep.
Nice to meet you guys. I mean, if you got my background, I served in the military for about 9 years. I've been trading full time for, almost like 6-7 years now. I've owned my own trading company, organization, and I dive deeply into economics and politics.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to crypto, I'm highly educated on that. But when it comes to network marketing, I've been in MLM for like 5+ years.
Mm-hmm.
So I find MLM very interesting. So my top question is, are you guys on the DSN 100?
Can you break that down, please?
DSN 100, it lists the top direct sales or multi-level companies. Are you guys on that list?
Now, if you're referring to like the list that I pay attention to, really because of my connections would be Business for Home. Now, when it comes to the DSN 100, I haven't done too much in depth into that, so I'll have to look. But the brand that we have is relatively new. It's I would say it's on the 3-year mark, and a lot of companies that are on the 3 to 5 year mark may not be in the top 100 yet, just because they haven't hit momentum or brand new and nobody knows about them. So when it comes down to that, man, I wouldn't be the best to answer that, but I'll put it like this. When I think about companies, actually, I was sharing this on one of the mindset.
Oh, one second, I gotta open the door.
No, you're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I think about companies and statistics, actually, the Better Business Bureau, we are on there. So if you go to the BBB, which is always a good reference, and you know, and always respectable because they do the research, because they try to find first who's involved, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful to have the right leadership. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to answer that fully, but other avenues there are. So
yeah, I've actually, and I think I told you this over the phone, I've been part of different multi-level marketing stuff too, and different sales things. I actually did. Have you ever heard of Cutco?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Well, they say, not just knives, but I mean, it teaches you a lot. It really does. I did that. That was one of my college gigs. Okay. And then I did some other stuff. Like there's a lot of supplemental stuff, health stuff, things like that. I tried my hand at several of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
MLM's a great avenue, especially if someone doesn't have what they're building. But go ahead, Andre.
Another couple questions. I mean, how are you guys structured? Because when it comes to your guys' network marketing company, you guys are basically, you're going to have one person on the top despite where you're at. Are you guys linear based, binary based? How are you guys built?
Both.
Okay,
Both
can you dive into that?
Yeah. So for those of you that are watching, if you don't understand comp plans, don't stress yourself out. But
no, I tell people the most important. There's two things when it comes to joining a network marketing company. One, the legality part to it, and then the compensation. Because the majority of if you do any network marketing company, you have your product and your product. That product to me is going to be a variable. But what the most important thing is how you're paid. Because if if XYZ company is selling food or nutrition, it doesn't matter what it is. But if you're only getting 20% per sale, so if you have a direct sponsor and your sponsor, you're only getting 20% or 5% or 1%, it matters long term because it would directly affect your passive cash flow based on that massive upfront money. So I'll tell people if you're not paying attention to that, it will just basically destroy how you make income later on. Because if you see the DSN 100, why I bring that up, Because if you look at the top 100 companies and you start breaking down their compensation plans, the top income earners in network marketing will pick and choose which company to join. They will, for example, you heard of Vima or World Ventures or some of the other network marketing companies that are popping off. The owners of those companies will select the top. I mean, network marketers are pretty much like celebrities. Like they're like this the LeBron James of one network marketing company. They'll pay him, plug them into their system to build that their pyramid or not their structure. So that's why. Can you break their compensation?
Yeah, I'm very aware of how that works, and I've been fortunate enough to be connected with a lot of those owners and top leaders in those brands, even the brands you just mentioned. And so if I'm breaking down the comp plan, it has both binary and linear. Cool. And when it comes down to the binary, whatever, I mean, depending upon what percentages you're looking at, you know, they pay on different levels, obviously, but they pay a fast start on up to 7 levels. So typically fast start only happens at the first level when you bring somebody in, but there's 7 levels of fast start commission.
So can you walk me through, just make it personal to me. You're signing me up right now. How much would you earn?
Depends on what you sign up with, you know, and I'll get, if you get in on the highest pack, then yep, I got you. If you get on the highest pack, then, you know, I'll get 90. You bring somebody else in on the highest pack, I'll get 18, and then so on and so on throughout the levels. And the 7th level probably pays the most because they want you to go deaf, you know, within the company. So those are the different levels of the structure.
When it comes to your guys' percentages, what is the client versus?
I take care of that. But yeah, that ties in basically what, you know, someone in the audience already was just saying. You know, he's intrigued by the business and stuff, so we can just keep going on that.
Yeah. I'll break down the comp plan.
Yeah.
And I'll share this first.
Mm-hmm.
The comp plan matters if you know how to build.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to grow an organization, then first off, this is the skill you all need to know when it comes to network marketing.
Sorry about that.
It's how to go out there and grow an organization and identify your leaders. Mm-hmm. And when you know how to identify your leaders, because I know people that know the comp plan but don't earn because they don't have any people in their business. Mm-hmm. So both are important when it comes to growing your organization, going out there and building a team, building a structure, and also knowing how you get paid from the structure. Mm-hmm. Both are crucial when it comes to building your organization. Go ahead, Andre.
Sorry about my kids. It's like a funny time right now. So what percentage do you guys need for customers versus clients or business reps? What is the percentage you guys need?
It's very unique. So we have a system set up where we have our platform called iGo. That's the travel. And with the iGo, I remember talking to the owner, Holden Bucks, and we were in Mexico, and he bought out a travel company, and he put say that again.
Which travel company?
Oh, it's called iGo for Less. And they were very similar structure to Expedia, but then nobody knew him. And so obviously he bought him out to use it in his marketing scheme. And he was telling me how those companies make money. And I never knew how Expedia made money and all this stuff. And Expedia.com. Well, you know, Expedia, Booking.com, all these, you know, third-party sign-up sites for your traveling. Yeah. And he was breaking down how and just to keep it simple, the money they saved, they said they help you save is what they actually pocket. And he said, because I want to build a network marketing business, I don't want to pocket all the money. I want to give a certain percentage of that saving back to the person who shared the website. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Let's say, Kevin, you share your website link with Andre. Andre books a trip through the iGo for Less, and Kevin, you're an ambassador, so you're enrolled. Andre books through the website. Andre gets a hotel for $1,000, and iGo helps him save $300. All right. The way companies normally were set up, that $300 they would pocket from their system, they would keep that. The way we have it set up is whoever sends the link, and if that person saves whatever X amount, half of that savings goes back to the person that sent the link. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it'll make sense that as I go in a little bit more in depth.
Yeah.
So what the design behind it was very unique when I first heard Mr. Bucks talk about it and how he set it up. But I thought it was pretty cool because he wanted to design something to where you didn't necessarily have to sell your product to get paid from it, but when someone uses the system and they save money from what they would already use, you get paid 50% of what they save because the company would pocket that. And then if you sign up people from the trading website, the Elevate, then your cut out of trading is called Elevate. So we have two platforms. I Go For Less, which is the travel platform. Travel and Trade is the model.
Yeah, travel and trade. Yep.
Can I ask you
That's the
question about that?
Yep.
What is it? I'm sorry to write it down because what's your trading website called or trading platform?
Elevate. Elevate is ELLV8.
Okay.
ELLV8. Yeah. I'll put that in the comments.
And this is United States based?
No, it's open in
I mean, is it
wherever
is it based in the United States at all? Like
the company?
Yeah.
The company? Yeah, headquarters is in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Yep. Headquarters in Houston, Texas. And
fantastic.
But Elevate, say that again, bro.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. It's in the States. Makes it a whole lot easier for me.
Tremendously, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the Elevate platform is pretty cool, man. And I know a lot of companies have a education platform now for trading and all this stuff. So we had our platform set up strictly for trading in the beginning, but then we added we had the Forex education, metaverse education, NFT education, crypto education, all in that platform. And it's simply how I put it is this: if there was and I'm sure a lot of companies have it. So I'm not the biased person that says we got the best product in the world. Right. Do that. I want to serve what the person needs. So if someone says, hey, listen, I want to have a platform where I can learn these things and I can have clear instructions and I can have honest transparency. What can you guide me to where I can learn how to trade, learn about Forex, learn about crypto when on my own time, whenever I have time that I can utilize, that'd be Elevate. And Elevate, say again.
About that before you continue on. Those main points you stated is part of your guys' platform. So if I'm a client, I can sign on and learn all those things and start with those. You
can click on any one of those segments, and it will walk you through, the sessions that you can go through. It'll show you the recordings, the live calls that some of the educators have. So it'll walk you through all those. And for me, I'll put this in the frame of somebody that wants to be a distributor ambassador. For me, I came from a background of being in nutrition for 6-7 years of my career. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I wasn't into the digital space yet. We had products where we had to ship them, sell them, all those different things. And I was in a brand where, in order for the person, they had tangible products. So they had to be shipped to Australia, shipped here, shipped there. And for me as a business builder, it's such a relief to where I don't have to ship anything or something has to be shipped, where it's all digital formatted and it's all automated. The Elevate for me, this is how I build my business. I'll have a conversation with the person. If I figure out they're looking for what we have a tool called iDecide. Matter of fact, Tom, you have your iDecide link, which is in your bio description.
Yeah, and I put it in the comments too.
Yeah, amazing. So all of you right now, what I would advise is if you want to learn about the Elevate, and Tom, maybe you can even throw in the Ibuumerang iDecide so they can see the full thing as well later on, or whenever you can add it in. So we have a system called iDecide. Okay. iDecide is an interactive presentation. Now, for me to explain that, it'd be good for you all to walk through the iDecide. And the iDecide it's a click-through presentation where you can click on what you want to learn before you sign up, meaning what aspect of the brand company you want to know about, and it walks you through that. So that the presentation first is automated. Then you have the follow-up system with the presentation. It emails you when they saw it. It emails you when they're ready to get started. It emails you with, matter of fact, let me just show you. I got like 100 people watching the iDecide now. Sorry, Kev, I'm talking over you, dude.
Yeah, Kevin, got to get a turn to say something here.
Yeah, man, Kev. Yeah. All right, so let me give you guys an example of the iDecide. Mm-hmm. So This is my guy from London. He saw like 3 of them. So this is what the iDecide does. It will email you when somebody watches it. It will email you when someone finishes it. And it will also email you and say, hey, Jason, Samuel Gordon has just finished watching your Ibuumerang iDecide. This is what he has to say. And then it has his questions that he wants answered. Then also it has users input, how much monthly income is goal, $2,000 a month. Then it says what they chose. The choices they can make is I'm ready to get started. I want to set up a follow-up call. No decision yet, or no thank you. And based upon that, it'll let you know. Jump on a call, answer 3 questions. Because, you know, the thing about having a platform where the platform is the education, there's only so many questions someone can ask you before they start asking what the platform is for. So for me, it's much more simpler than anything I've done, because I had to be the customer getter, the customer follow-upper, the customer new promotion promoter, the business builder, the business follow-upper, the company. Corporate. I don't want that job anymore. They didn't pay me for corporate. So this has alleviated a lot of time that I can use to go out there and find people. So iDecide is a tool we use to help explain the platform for Ibuumerang and the Elevate. And then, you know, the Elevate system is designed to where it's completely automated, you know, and I have a group chat where we check in every now and then, see how people are doing, how they're trading, have some competitions. But other than that, that's what the Elevate's for, to train you, to educate you, you know, to make sure you're plugged in, to follow up, to send you emails. It's called the PRIP. Actually, I'll give you this really quick. When I met up with Holden Bucks, who's the owner of the company. Now, I started studying Holden back in 2016 because he's the only person I knew that was, and I'm not going to do income claims, but earning millions a month residually. So I was studying him to try to figure out his philosophies, and it's crazy how the universe works. And May of 2021, he flew us out to Mexico. We sat down, and I wanted to just pick his brain, and he broke down his concept. He said, I designed something called the PRIV. And he said the PRIV stands for Perpetual Residual Income Builder. And he said, this is the biggest lie. All right, if you're an MLM, you've probably told this lie. Network marketing is willable, meaning you can pass it down to your kids' kids. But there's nobody that we know of other than the Amway family that's passed down a willable network marketing business, because it will either fizzle away or it would diminish or something would happen to the company. So we would say that, but no one had it. He said, I'm tired of saying a lie.
Like
willable meaning like you pass to your kids' kids.
Down. Yeah.
So no one ever said, hey, this mansion was left by my great-great-great-great-granddaddy that did network marketing. Mm-hmm. That's non-existent, very, very, very small. So he said, I want to create something that we can design PRIB to where you can have something that can be passed down generational and all that stuff. So he put that together, and he wanted to create a system where the customers were dealt with by the company, by the system. Your responsibility is to go out there and find the people.
Can I ask you a couple questions about this?
Yep.
So I just want to verify before I proceed this line of questioning. You said you guys are honest, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, for example, you said you guys have live sessions. Do you guys show you guys' P&L?
Describe P&L. Break it down, please.
Profits and losses statements.
We show profits and losses. Well, that's the educator. So
no. The educators, do they share their profit and loss statements on an open source or open basis?
From what I'm aware of, I haven't dug that deep into the educators outside of our live events. Now, when we do our live events, they do. They show you the profits, they show you the losses. And now, mind you, I'm not with the educators. I've talked to them, my guys from Australia. And, you know, if they do that on the education platform, I haven't found that where they actually put up like statements. So I haven't looked that deep.
In the United States, because that's why I asked that specific question. In the United States, they require a license if they're doing live sessions with live accounts. Well, this is not like me. This is not me that's making it up, because I actually own a trading company that manages accounts. And I don't do it in the United States for that specific reason. I do it actually in Belize and in St. Lucia. Yeah. So in the United States, you require a license and a live P&L. Do you guys
Yeah.
show that stuff to be open? Because if it's not, that's a red flag about any network marketing company in trade.
Yeah. And if that's required in the States and they don't show it, then they need to. But I'm pretty sure they do. And I'm glad that you asked that, so I can dig into that. So we can make sure that's there.
I've talked to many network marketing companies that do Forex, like kind of like iMarkets Live, companies that very similar to that. Because you guys added a travel portion, network marketing companies that do that. To me, it just adds another variable to be broken down in the formula. Because what the second thing that you brought up was the long-term passing. I'm actually happy you brought that up, because most network marketing companies do not last. Like Amway is that's like pure luck, and the majority of their income is from their reps. They actually break that down in their statements, not from their members, because their rep members are equal to the same. They have to turn over their same amount of individuals. So that's why when I meet companies that are under 3 years, under 5 years, and you can't see their documentation, they will never bring that out.
Yeah,
if they did, you'd be able to break down their flow and how long the retention is.
Yeah, and that's always been a red flag in network marketing, where your distributor to customer ratio.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked you, what's that percentage? Because there is a set percentage in the United States that it has to be legally. That's what's wondering what is your guys'?
What's the percentage? What's the percentage?
51%.
51%.
Yeah. In the United States,
in terms of us, we don't have that many distributors to customers like that. No, it's not even the customers outweigh the company by
fantastic.
By many loads. And I learned that actually a long time ago, because it's of some history that I have with another company, and I was like brand new into it, and there was an issue with the FTC. Any real network marketer, you don't want anything to do with them. So don't even try to look them up. you don't even want to deal with the FTC, because where they have a red flag is when you have a company that's called pyramiding, not meaning it's a pyramid, but when you have more distributors than customers, correct, it's a red flag of you're just trying to get money out of people versus actually have a quality product that's serving people. They hate that. So yeah, you do have to have that 49 to 51, ratio, to where you're and if you do start seeing the distributors outweigh the customers, that's when a lot of companies do product promotions. That's when they throw out a lot of, so you can read what's happening to a company based upon promotions. Yeah, and I really learned that. So, but man, you got some good questions, man.
I'll say this, man. I have a list of thousands. When I say thousands, I literally have thousands of network marketing companies that I just analyze. And to break it down, because most network marketing companies, the one thing that they do, which is a red flag no matter what, is that they're private-based companies and they do not display financials. They don't. So, for example, if you said, hey, let's say you signed me up today, and I'm like, hey, show me your back office. I want to see the retention of each Insider client. So I have done this to IMDs and other IMDs, basically the highest ranking portion. And if you look at their pyramid tree, and it just despite what it is, it's a tree. Their background is like quit, member, rep, quit, and they have to. So when you start breaking down the numbers, the highest earning people in any company that I personally met, I can't quote this on a data spectrum, which I wish I could, but the highest earning people that I met roughly have about 200 personals. And it'll break down from their highest 200 personals. One person will make it. They'll have about 80 to 90 personals, and they break down where they are on the income level. So you guys have a income disclosure, correct?
Yeah.
Actually, let's bring that up so the audience can see.
Yeah, you can bring that up.
And what would I type into Google to find that, sir?
I don't know, man. I don't Google. I learned to stay off Google for network marketing, but you can probably go to ibuumerang.com and
not to Google like your company, just to find an image or to see what your income disclosure says. It'll break down your different ranks and income.
Yeah, you could Google like the comp plan and Google the structure of that for sure, and find that on Google or back office.
What would it be for? Would it be for Elevate? Is that correct?
No. You have to look up Ibuumerang. IBBUUM Ibuumerang.
I'm happy you brought that up. I actually looked at this company. This is awesome.
Yeah. So, but man, hopefully this is bringing value to the viewers and everything, and And I'm glad you have, because if you're running a podcast like this, you got to have questions like this for your viewers to make sure that whatever is being presented is ethical and on track with what they need.
I know as YouTubers, we've the whole FTX thing, like there's been a lot of big channels that signed on to that and got in trouble.
Yeah, and for good reason, because if you have a platform where you're not promoting what you're doing, you're really trying to guide people to the right thing, then you have to know this. So I do appreciate these questions, and I think that they're needed when you're at a higher level, and even a lower level, you still got to become aware of a lot of this stuff. So but I will say this. I think I let you know before this. I had maybe 15, 20. I'm going over.
I know you're over. Yeah.
But
really appreciate
what we can do, let's organize another time.
Okay.
And maybe if you want to fire the questions to me before, so therefore I'm prepared to answer them or whatnot, just so that just because I want to make sure that if I do a podcast and if I'm talking this in depth about the actual company, then I'm prepared to make sure I have the right answers for you guys. Because if I don't know something, I'm the person to say, listen, if I don't know something, I don't know. And I want to be transparent and I want to be clear.
Me too.
Just so that that the viewers that are watching can get a clear idea on who's speaking and who's building. So I do appreciate you guys, and we'll have to sign off here soon.
Before you go, I just want for our next thing, because make it extremely short. There's some things I wanted to go to show the rates of basically if someone joins network marketing, because that's the one thing I want to dive into. What is the path for a network marketer? Like, what is the lifestyle? How would a normal network marketer do things?
Yeah.
But we can jump into that next time, right?
Good. I can. I'll be honest with you, and I think this is just a view that I think everybody has a different view, but even though it could be very similar, if you're looking to get in network marketing, understand first it's a business. It's not network marketing. If you treat it like network marketing, you're going to get paid like a network marketer. And I believe we have to start looking at this like business. And, the only difference is you don't have to create the platform. You just can build off of it. So my lifestyle, especially when I was launching the business in the beginning, I'll tell you all this. Look up Holden Bugs, how to launch a business, a GoPro setting.
What was it, Holden Bugs?
Holden Bugs. Launching your business, 10-minute GoPro audio.
Eric Worre.
Where
GoPro? How you spell it? Is it Holten? Holten?
HOLTON BUGGS. How to launch your business, 10 minutes.
Okay.
And what HB talked about on there was very real for the lifestyle of somebody. Depending upon your goal. First off, 2 more minutes to talk about the lifestyle. First, what's your goal? If your goal is $500 a month, get you 20 customers on auto ship, you're there. If your goal is $1 million a month, you got to launch. And what I mean launch is you better have a set structure of your day. You better have calendar. Biggest thing that my mentor told me to do is get a calendar and make sure your calendar is filled with money-making activities. And when it comes to launching the business, for me, there wasn't any play time in the beginning. There wasn't any rest time. I was eating when I could, not when I wanted to. I was sleeping when I could, not when I wanted to, because you're launching the business. You may have 20 meetings in a day where you're having, 15 of them one-on-ones, 5 of them are group meetings, and you're promoting your launch and you're building up towards that standard within a 2-week to 4-week time period. So I purely believe, man, the lifestyle of a network marketer is the lifestyle of a goal. Whatever goal you have, whatever goal you're aiming for is going to determine what you got to put in. And you got to look at the comp plan. Okay, if your goal is 7 figures and that requires you to have $1 million volume a month come in for you to earn $100,000 a month off of, or $80,000 a month. Okay, and then every package or the auto ship for your company is $300 a month. Well, you better do $1 million divided by 300. And that's how many auto ships you need coming in your, what's that? $1 million divided by 300 is 30, what? 3,300 subscriptions in your business on iSubscription. Okay, well, you better have a plan. How can we accumulate 3,000 subscriptions on auto ship in our business? So, and that's not going to be something you do overnight. It may take years, it may take months. I don't want to overpromise anything to anybody because you never know. And that to me is why network marketing has a bad name, because we oversell it and we promote it as easy, and we promote it as you can get in and make a quick buck. You can, but man, it's a grind, man. And there's some people I've even told don't get in. And I'm very honest. Like I turn away more people than I accept, because their goal plus their work ethic isn't compatible when it comes to what they're willing to put in. Okay, how many hours are you willing to put into the business? 2. What do you want from it? 10,000 a month.
Most people want it
you
easy.
You earn $3,000 a month at your job working 40 hours a week, but you want $10,000 a month from a business working 12 hours. It's just, man, we just got to be honest with people and let them know what it really takes. So, and I appreciate what you guys are doing, man. I really respect it. I highly do. Me and Tom are in contact. Andre, I would love to get your contact as well, bro. And whatever you find, man, like let me know. You do the in-depth stuff on the brand. Let me know as well what you find, because I'm connected to the ownership. And if there's some things that I could point out to them and say, hey, we need to take a look at this. We need to make sure this is there. Of course, man. I want to keep this thing afloat. So I'm going to do my part as a leader to make sure we're good. And I hate that I stole the flow from Kev, but Kev, we can jump back on again, or maybe you jump on with them and share your story more. And
you're welcome to stay on. I know Jason's got to go, but if you want to talk some more, we're glad.
Jason, I'll hit you up on Facebook, okay? And send you my information.
Yeah. Let's do it, man. And
that's where they found me, right?
Yeah. I didn't find you.
Kevin did, yeah.
Tom, you're awesome, bro. Andre,
you too. Thank you, man. Yeah. Thanks for taking all the questions and stuff. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, man,
we stayed on almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, I sure have. And I got a baby too, so awesome. I know what you're going through, Andre. So
I got 3.
Oh, okay. Well, you on a different frequency there. So
man,
take care.
Just diaper patrol.
Yeah. Much love and respect, guys.
Yeah.
Take it too. Bye.
So he left too.
Oh wow.
Well, he didn't say much. I thought he was going to say.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, next time I want to. I have to get back online. I have examined this company. That's when I started asking those questions. There's certain things about this company that.
Oh, when I sent you the info, you looked into it.
Once I got the name of the company,
more prepared. Honestly, that's why I was going to postpone it. But wow, your questions were awesome.
Oh, I know an extreme amount about network marketing. I mean, when we get off the call, I'll show you this stuff. I have an entire spreadsheet where I analyze and break down what is necessary for an MLM company to survive, and it is not about the product. It is all about the compensation plan.
Yeah.
If the compensation plan eats too much, and that's why I asked them what's the percentage. If it's most companies that I see are at nearly 75% representatives within customers, and they typically have a big spike up, like a momentum, and then they die down because the compensation plan cannot support it.
Yeah.
And I forgot to tell those couple of questions. My main thing would be like, what does your CEO make? And does he have?
It's funny. I called him the founder in the in the title. Maybe he's not. Honestly, I don't know a lot about.
Oh, if he just joined Ibuumerang, most likely he's not. Because Ibuumerang, I'm not saying it's a bad company. It's just I like to see the perspective more of the MLMer, because I got into this industry because the reason I tell people there's key things about this industry that people need to know more than with the product and service. Because if you start breaking down the statistics into it, like just ask certain numbers. When they say, hey, out of your clients, out of your customer base, how much of them are profitable and that can be proven on a P&L? Because the IRS says something different when it comes to Forex traders.
Yeah.
If they say they're highly profitable, show me the P&L. And if they don't show the P&L and they show live trading, that's a red. Now you have a legal battle.
What? What does the IRS say?
Right here. Yeah, let's look at you go off time. You just go to IRS and just look at profitable traders or Forbes magazine. They'll break down how many people actually make profit in Forex and make profit in stocks. And me and you have discussed this. We're talking about the S&P 500, how the majority of it is just payouts and dividends.
Yeah.
If you want to be wealthy, the best percentage in trading is dividends.
Yeah,
Options,
75% of the gains in the S&P 500 from like what was the year, 1980 something to 2019 were dividends.
If anybody claims, and that's why I always ask, what percentage or how many people make profit in Forex, or if you make profit in Forex, why can't you show your P&L?
Yeah,
I show mine off like it's not a big issue. I can print one off. It's not that not hard. That's why if we conclude this, not conclude it, if we have an extra meeting live stream with anyone in this field, just ask them my main thing, live results, because you cannot get results from the company when it comes to statistical just data. Because once I would just put this on this. If you look at the DSN 100, that's why I brought that up as a point. Here, for the audience who does not know what that means, let me show you. Because I've had this type of call many times, and when you start breaking down the details of a company, you will see how things become very interesting. Here you go. DSN 100. Is it showing?
I'm waiting for the screen to pop up.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
So here's the DSN 100. This tells you guys the top 100 companies of direct sales, network marketing companies. This would be very easy. Now, I used to be in network marketing. I found it to be a very interesting model, and that's the best way I'm going to put it as. It's a very interesting model. And it will tell you like the most profiting companies in 2022. You have Amway, Nutracol, Herbalife. Actually, let me make it bigger for the audience.
Cool. Yeah, Amway is number one.
XP Realty. Now, if you start breaking like the only company,
they tried to recruit me into EXP Realty.
I've tried to be recruited for many. The only company that's on this list that has an actual data that can be read is Prime America because they're on the stock exchange. Everything else you can't.
Actually, EXP is publicly traded too.
Oh, we got two then. That's even better.
Yeah, because there's a realtor in my neighborhood that she was selling a lot of homes in the neighborhood. And I was going to use her if I was to sell mine. And then she actually tried to recruit me because I did have interest in getting into real estate. Real estate, actually, it's funny because we had an audience member wanted to know our backgrounds and stuff. So I could segue into that. I actually, real estate runs in my family a little bit. My grandfather was actually a real estate agent, and my mom got her license. So, yeah. So, I mean, I had some interest in it when during COVID, as we were kind of coming out of COVID and the companies were sending people back to the office, I was starting to look for stuff where I didn't have to go into an office. So that was one thing I was looking to, but I wasn't ready to study for the real estate exam and doing my master's degrees at the same time. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. If you did a master's degree and network marketing, not network marketing, real estate license, that would consume a lot of time. Oh, actually, let me ask you a question. What would you think is more? Which one makes more money? This is like a blank statement because there's extremes in network marketing. I wish I got into that part. If I asked you, hey, work a part-time job or do network marketing, which one can, on a balance of probabilities, which one will make more money?
It's probably going to be the part-time job.
Yeah, part-time job.
Yeah. Because it's more stable.
When you start really breaking down income disclosures, I mean, really analyzing the numbers, you will find out that the bell curve for network marketing it's so extreme that it's like, it's almost better than buy a dividend stock.
Well, I can tell you at the depths of the recession, the Great Recession, because it took us years really for the job market to recover from that. So in my tougher times when I was selling Cutco, I mean, I could sell like $1,000 worth of product. I could make like a couple $100 in commission, but all my expenses were wiping it out. So I was basically back to zero.
I'm actually happy you brought that up. If you broke down the the representative income disclosure. I mean, the representative liabilities versus assets. They have these big events that usually happen 4 times a year. So they go to 4 big events. They need plane tickets, rental cars, hotels, and then they have 2 mini events before each event, right? So you're talking about near 9 to 10 events a year. If you start breaking it down, and this is why when I tell people when it comes to network marketing, you'll see that the company eats all their profits, like it's all their profits just from the member/client use. And I tell people that's why I ask that percentage, because even when it comes out of that percentage, the majority of the income would be like 80% them, not the members.
Well, what I noticed selling Cutco, not to bash Cutco, because I learned a lot from selling it. I actually have some, still, but everything, like we would have these conferences, sales conferences, where they would like motivate you to sell more product and stuff.
Yeah.
And you would have to pay for it out of pocket, and you would they would give you more Cutco to sell. And they said, oh, just sell these, and then that'll pay for your conference. And I felt like the management were the ones that were like, it was like the money was all trickling up to the management more or less. And when I questioned it, like sometimes they would tell me, oh, well, this is capitalism. Like, aren't you like a free market capitalist? And I'm like, of course, but this just kind of, it just goes a little far, in my opinion.
When if you another question that you could ask would be like, so if everyone's paying for these events, you guys are making a profit off these events, how much does the CEOs make? Because in public companies, we can see that information. Privatized companies, and that's why when it comes to network marketing, if I ever had to get into one, I would never join a company. I would only start a company, because the income will always be in your favor, and you don't need it to run forever. You just need it to make as much money as possible. But that's a different perspective.
I feel like to be successful at that, though, like I don't have the personality for that. You have to be like a super extrovert. You have to be really popular. You have to know a ton of people. You have to like Jason's personality. Like you have to have I just don't have the personality for that. You have to know a ton, millions of people.
If we had an honest discussion, I don't know if it's dishonest or not. I have to look at the evidence, and I asked them, hey, let's go through your personal tree and examine each individual. Now, I've done this with people not on a live stream. I've done this with other people in network marketing, because they say the company does X, Y, and Z. I'm like, cool, show it to me. And then when I read it, I'm like, what happened to this person? And you start breaking down the numbers. It is like quit, still in, just pays the membership, does nothing with it. Cool. That's just an example of a person just paying for the service. But when you start looking at the customer/client, right, the actual business part of the individual, and you start breaking down their income, it is usually 1 to 2 individuals making money. But it depends on the branch. Like I've seen network marketing companies where there's thousands of people in it, and the only 2 who beat minimum wage is like 4 people.
Yeah.
And the next, I forgot my main point. I was going to ask him, when they say it's a business, define that. What do you mean by business? It's the same legal entity as an Uber driver. That's it.
Yeah.
There isn't.
If you look at it like that, yeah.
Because I always ask, is it a legal business? Because if it's a business, it's seen by the IRS, not just the state. And the reason why I tell people is that's why I asked him. I was going to ask him this: like, is it transferable to people? It's like, it's not. And that's what I mean. Because the company is the real estate. That's the person who actually owns everything. The person who you buy to be a client or be a representative, you are like leasing that portion. Because if the company changes their compensation plan to whatever they want to, you either agree with it or disagree with it. You cannot. There's no input. They don't have to listen to you.
Yeah.
So they make the rules. It's like McDonald's. You're buying a franchise, you follow their rules. Now, I don't consider that typical ownership. That's just leasing, in a sense.
That's a great movie, by the way. If you ever watched The Founder with
great movie.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh man, he robbed them good.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because everyone thinks like when they first watch it that he was an asshole, but he gave them several chances to renegotiate, and they just wouldn't.
Yeah. He gave just that. He gave them to a point where like, hey, you and me, we can open up these branches do a whole franchise.
Mhm.
And he's like, your franchise fee would be murdering it. And
Yeah.
I liked at the end how they didn't take a royalty. We want a 1% royalty, and they said no. We do a
They
handshake
should have
on it.
known, like, because he had kind of already broke his word a couple of times. They should have known by then
Yeah,
that they weren't going to get it.
that royalty would have been amazing.
Oh yeah, they said in the credits, they said
Mhm.
like how much it would have been worth.
Yeah, it seemed like those two guys they're dealing with in a very aggressive A-type personality, and they were no.
Well, they weren't. They just had no like big vision. They were just going to stay in the same spot.
Yeah, which
The
is
whole-
fine. You
yeah.
know, I mean, it's just that when Ray Kroc came around, he just flipped it on its head. And there's a very interesting argument to be said about that. Was it better for the world to have McDonald's or not? But I would say McDonald's did help out on a legal basis. Companies are not selling hamburgers; they're just selling real estate properties.
Yeah.
This is a real estate company.
Yep.
Hamburgers, French fries. That's just another product to sell.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
just really cool how, like, I mean, because he was already like in his 50s,
Mm.
and like a lot of stuff didn't work out for him before then, and it's just really cool how it's like he was listening to the same like motivational tapes and stuff, and then everything just started lining up for him.
I would say when people, it's very interesting. Like since I've been doing like trading and investing in business so much, when people dive into the emotional part, like motivation and stuff like that, it always screams salesman to me.
Yeah.
Like for me when I sell something, because we all sell something, I lean off of data and information.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think mindset is important too, but you have to have like evidence, actual evidence of stuff.
So yes, and that's why I'm a big pro. That's why when it comes to trading-based companies like Ibuumerang, I find it very difficult, since I talk to many other people, to find hardcore information like, hey, if you guys do live sessions teaching people based on a membership basis, you're selling an actual product. Do you guys have a license?
Yeah.
You guys are giving financial advice. You're actually telling people what to do. And when people say, oh, not non-financial advice, you're actually giving advice. You're telling them what to do. You're instructing them.
But that's the thing, like on YouTube, like the YouTubers say, oh, this is not financial advice. But
it is financial advice.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I don't know. It's like if you say it right before you give it.
So I tell you, like, there's a perspective in this. Like, so when I'm trading, so I'll show a video. I'll talk about what I'm currently trading and tell you I'm actually buying this asset. I'll say crypto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I'm buying this crypto. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. You can buy whatever you want to. I do not care. But I'm not selling anything. There's no connection between you and me. And they're in a different perspective where the only way that individual can see that video is because they're paying for it directly towards them. And they're considered the mentor. See, there's a different way of looking at it, a different lens.
Yeah.
So if it was me to join Ibuumerang, my first thing is like, do you guys show a live P&L? Is it certified? Can you do something, a tax receipt, something,
Right.
And I would say this. When someone sells education, and you don't see Warren Buffett selling education.
Right.
It's just
True.
very interesting. So that's why I like Ibuumerang. I like Island Markets Live, companies like that, because the way they make income is very interesting. Because if you ask them if it comes from trading, ask for a P&L.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are watching this, guys, if anyone claims that they make money in trading, anyone, just ask for a P&L. And I guarantee you this is the hardest question that any trader will get. They'll be like, P&L? What's that? Oh, I can't show you. Oh, no. It's like, I want you to join my company, but I can't show you what I make in profits.
I can show the L side, but profits, what's that?
Yeah, I mean, I tell people like Forex, if anyone, like even for me, if I say, hey, Andre, do you make money trading Forex? I'm like, yeah, let me show you. I can show you. I can print one off right now. Like, here you go. This one loses money. This one makes money.
One person on Facebook, they sent me, I don't know if I told you, they sent like a fake statement. Like you could tell And I'm afraid that so many people probably fall for this because there are a lot of like low information people. It's unfortunate, but like the statement was literally, you could tell the formatting was different. Like it was photoshopped.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, the spreadsheet, like the lines were gray and white. I mean, you didn't even have to know numbers to you could just look at the pattern and you could tell that it was like layered on top of another statement. It was fake. And I asked the person, I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, you just think everybody's that stupid?
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. I've fallen for multi-level marketing stuff too. You know, I may have again, you know, but I mean, there's so many people, and since I've come into this space, there's so many people like on Facebook. Every day I get a trade, you know, a new trading copy trades sign up, and they're pushy because they're getting some kind of a commission.
I just ask people, like, when I hear a signal service, like, hey, I have a signal service. Okay, so what's the business model of the signal service? Well, the business model will be this. Person A needs to get trades. So that person needs to pay monthly, trade-wise, whatever. They pay XYZ for the trades. That person is saying that their trades are profitable. How many people sell profitable systems? And if they did, why would you sell it? Because if you did, you're literally giving your strategy away. And if brokers or bankers know a profitable strategy, they will design the markets around that strategy to be crushed.
Well, I've asked several of these trading groups. I've said, okay, so if you're so good at trading, why are you selling a course? And they actually, some of them have a good answer. They say, well, because once people get good at trading, they say trading gets lonely. They're just sitting at home trading, and they want to do things to like give back and teach other people how to do it. Because they say once you become so good at trading, like it just becomes very unfulfilling.
Here. Let me I'll tell you something cool. You know, Ricky Gutierrez.
Can I call for another dumb answer?
Oh no, here I got something for you. Let me make you laugh. Make the whole audience laugh.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm going to show you guys a video. This is Ricky
Gutierrez. Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
And he's asked by a YouTuber who has like 100,000 plus subscribers. Gutierrez, why do you sell a course? I butchered that name so bad.
Oh, that's okay. So we're promoting another YouTuber's video.
Oh no, it's so funny because I love this. If you're a millionaire, why do you sell a course? And it's like a 30-second pause.
That's my first question, typically.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought like do I sell a course? No, I have a free course of information because there's no way I can deal with the time for that because most of my time is programming and trading. That's it. Like everything else is.
I have to say, I have to be real with the audience, kind of make a confession to the audience. So I think I'm a reasonably smart person, but salespeople are good. Like they're nice to you, they're friendly, they're personable, they build rapport with you, and it's easy to, you know, you want to see like the best. You want to say, oh, you know, this is a good person, this is a nice person. And I've been bit by it, you know, many times. I mean, it happens. Like their salespeople are really good.
It would be absolutely difficult for me to be sold on anything. So if it is, because I mean, when I joined my network marketing company, it was like my friend hit me up, say, hey, you need to see this company. I got the details. Obviously, I joined.
Yeah.
And my whole skepticism in the company was like, when I started really looking at how much money people were making, and just asking like very core questions, I'm like, to the higher ranking people. So it's like, if 90 people come in, right? Let's say this. Let's just ask a very blanket question because I joined a vacation club, right? If there's 100,000 members, right? So yeah, and there's only 500 vacations available. How can all of them take a vacation? They say they can't. And I'm
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, so I understand that not everyone can take a vacation at the same time, but you start really thinking like, is it probable that the company knows that the majority of people who join this club cannot take a vacation, and this is talking about my company, not their company, and that the majority of people can't take a vacation. I tell them economically, if you just start looking and breaking out the median average income, you start thinking about which income brackets join, the probability of them taking a vacation is near zero. You know that, and I know that. I mean, I can look at it I break down people's budgets. If someone makes $4,000, a year, and they're paying X amount of taxes, and they have two to three kids, a vacation is not possible. And if you're selling wholesale vacations and they're paying a monthly fee towards that vacation, wouldn't it be better if they just took that monthly fee, put it into a high yield savings account, for example, build up upon that, and then take a vacation with that and not join your company? And then that's the problem I got. But
yeah, no, that makes sense. It makes sense.
But my thing was, if I asked that question, it's on CoffeeZilla. We're gonna watch it on CoffeeZilla, guys.
Okay.
I gotta get past all the ads real quick. YouTube is
While you're pulling that up, this is kind of stupid, but it can't hurt. So I heard a funny story. Like, you know who, the actor Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
He's kind of, gone off the deep end now, but supposedly, like we were starting to talk about when we were talking about the McDonald's movie, the Ray Kroc movie, how he, he's listening to the same things and whatnot. And he was like drawing stuff to him. Well, I heard that, I guess it was Jim Carrey, like he wanted $10 million. You may have heard the story. And so he that's what he wanted. And so he wrote himself a check for $10 million. Not that he could cash that at the time, he was broke, but he ended up, his first acting gig, apparently, he got exactly $10 million paid to him.
Wow.
So I was just going to say, I tried it. It can't hurt. I did the same thing. So I'll keep you all posted. We'll see what happens.
Interesting. I mean, how I forecast income like that is like, how many robots do I need to make X amount of profit? Average out. Yeah,
actually plan.
Yeah, like I when we get off the thing, I'll show you that NVIDIA thing. Like my robot's trading NVIDIA right now. Mm-hmm. Stuff that we'll
there's see. A lot of these people that like start looking at some of these videos that pop up, like they say like if you set your mind on an amount of money just starts coming out of nowhere.
Sure, I mean, I maybe there is something like that in the world, but I tell you, like,
it can't hurt.
Usually, to me, when it comes to income or money, it's based off your previous actions that result in like 2 to 3 months. Like, for example, you buy a dividend stock now, you're not going to expect to make money off until you get to the next dividend payouts. But if you buy dividend stocks for 2 to 3 years and you continuously do it, you'll see massive growth from that.
Right.
But here, guys, here's the video. I hope you get a little chuckle out of this. Share screen. I did at first. I thought this shit was. You're a multimillionaire trader making 1% a day. Can they hear the screen?
Yeah. If you have your volume up, I can't hear it. But do you have your volume up on your end?
My volume's way up.
Okay.
Maybe.
If not, I can pull it up on my end.
Yeah. Here, I'll send you the link right now.
Okay.
Just watch the first couple seconds of it, and
thanks, Guru,
I sent you on Facebook.
Ricky Gucci, I see him. He gets hammered a lot on here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of his videos because I always like to see other traders talk about trading, and the majority of traders, when I see they talk about trading, they usually talk about the mentality or I'm like, that's such a minute, tiny part to trading.
Oh, the mindset.
The mindset, like to me, mindset isn't. I don't even think about mindset.
Yeah.
Does it fit into the formula? If it doesn't, then I just walk away.
Right.
But maybe
I don't know. It's like whatever. If it can't hurt, I guess, think positive or whatever. Like it can't hurt. Okay, I have this up. Let me share my screen.
Maybe because I don't know. Maybe this is because I come from only data. That's all I run off of.
Hold on just a second. Now, what is playing? You hear that?
Huh?
I just have tabs.
Let me see, because
I have it open over here.
how many people we have on the thing?
What were
We
you
have two people
saying?
watching. It's just these network marketers.
Oh,
Very interesting.
Well, you were
I
saying
wish I
how-
wish I can get to more into the nitty gritty of the details. It's like
Yeah.
my favorite conversation, especially when you start breaking down things and people start analyzing the information. They're like,
My favorite, by the way, my favorite multi-level marketing scheme, and I was recruited to this by a friend, and this was around the same time as Cutco. You know what would happen to me when I was selling Cutco? I would get probably half of my customers would try to countersell me what they were into.
yeah, wow,
Yeah. So I felt like I was to a point I wasn't even making money. It was just like a bartering system. Like it might as well have been socialism, I guess. So it's like I sold someone this product. Next thing you know, I'm spending the money back on them to buy their product, you know? So it's kind of crazy. Hang on just a second.
Actually, it's very interesting. I watched this video with Spencer Cornelia talks with a network marketing professional. He talks about network marketing. He has a whole YouTube channel about network marketing. But I mean, I personally am not a fan of it. I think people should start their own real business that they can own and control and do the exact same thing as the network marketing business without the MLM portion of it.
I mean, I don't mind, like, if it's something that works out, like, as another stream of revenue. Like, I believe in, making as much money as you can while you can, because you never know. So, the more revenue streams, like if you have like 100 revenue streams, great. And some of the, passive income streams that you don't have to do anything for, great. That's what I say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I always ask a network marketer, what's the definition of passive income?
Oh, it means you don't like have to work actively for it.
How did you get the active portion to get the
Well, like I consider dividends passive income because they come in. You're not having to. They come in while you sleep, basically.
Yeah, but you have to put in work to get that passive in there. So it's kind of like an active
you have to
passive.
put in. That's a great irony, I guess, is that you have to. That's like the paradox. I'll call it the passive income paradox. So to get passive income, you have to put in active work.
So it's basically delayed success.
Yeah.
You're just delaying some of your success till later on, or breaking apart it. Because some people, I mean, if you're an active trader like Michael Burry, does he care about dividends?
Oh, he's like super autistic, right? He doesn't even. He just knows like the patterns and the trading so well and stuff. He probably doesn't even care about dividends, but he's at such a higher level, it doesn't even matter.
To me, that's the only people that matter in the markets, because when you look at the majority of the profits, it's not to retail.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I have something funny. I'll be right back.
I wish it was the retail. But retail is, we don't make anything compared to banks, big hedge funds, big. Give me one second.
You see these ads where people are like, because the thing is, I feel like what draws a lot of people into this, people don't want to work. They want the money, but they don't want to put in the work, per se. So that draws a lot of people in, to these kind of things. But I've seen some of these videos where, like they're holding up like this. See,
here we go.
This is prop money. It looks real, right? But people are doing this like, you want to know a way to earn? Wouldn't you like to have this amount of money in your hand? There's a great new thing that you may not have thought of to get this kind of money, to get it in your hand weekly. And guess what it's called? It's called an effing job. There was a video I saw like that.
I wish people, because to me, when I have a client, I always tell them, what's your income source? And like, I want it to be from Forex. I always tell them, throw that idea away, get a job, and then look at 3 to 4 to 5 years to making barely part-time income with Forex.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe they're that one person who can make $1 billion or $1 million their first year of trading, but it would just it is so luck based, you know. It's like,
Well, I got to the point when I was doing it in college the first time around. Like, I had to work basically. I felt like it's going to take me at least 5 years to save some money, stuff like that. Like, I had to earn a decent income at a job. I felt like the entrepreneurial stuff at that time just wasn't cutting it. Or, like I said, the money I made went right back into it. You know.
here.
Let me
One
this
second.
video.
Oh yeah, we'll check it out. I can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. So, which parts did you want to show?
Right here, just
A
play
millionaire.
for me.
Why sell a course?
Okay.
Wow, he stumped.
Hi, today we're talking about
He had no answer.
No answer.
Wow.
And you watch that video. He says, if you had, I wish every little guru who is a trader on Forex,
Guru?
it doesn't matter what market, and just
That's
ask
funny.
him, hey,
Oh my God, how does someone of his caliber not have an answer?
I mean, their answers are typically either very, very similar or they just don't show results. Like, just go through all the YouTube channels, ask the people like the same thing. Like, just ask them, do you have a P&L? And they will never answer.
Because the answer I got from those traders, I could respect the answer. I was like, okay, I could respect that. Like they said, you get good at trading, you're behind a desk all day, you get lonely, your life becomes like unfulfilling. So
Unfulfilled. So you go sell a course.
that was
You
basically
go to-
what they said. They wanted to teach other people how to do it. So do it for free then, right?
Yeah, start a
Well, no.
YouTube channel. Boom. Hey guys, I'm teaching you guys how to trade XYZ.
Yeah.
I make enough money trading. Here you go.
Mhm.
Or what is actually happening is that they don't make any profits in Forex or trading, and they sell a course because they're trying to make an income source that's passive. So now they have people selling $200 to $1,000 courses, and now they're have a good income stream. Kind of like a lot of these Forex traders that they have a Bugatti or not Bugatti, some McLaren or fast car. I tell the audience this: always question an individual if they have the showing off cars, tattoos, and girls, and then some jewelry here and there. The videos are 10 minutes long. They have to be at least 10 minutes around there, so they get the long-term ads for us YouTuber talk.
Or if
And-
they have a thumbnail like this, like
Yeah, just go into Google. I'm sorry, go into YouTube and type in Forex trading or just anything like that, and you'll get these furus. I made $70,000 in only 15 minutes trading Forex.
yeah.
That is the third option from the top. He has a screenshot of his sell position. But if you ask him for, hey, can you just show us your P&L? Like, it really isn't that hard.
You know, I will say my best short-term profit, I did make like $1,000 in the first 10 minutes of the market opening, but that's happened one time. Very rare. And that was our crazy 2021 market.
Oh.
And it was pure luck.
Can I show you this video right here?
Yeah, did you want me to play anything else from this?
Yeah, here. This video right here will be amazing. I sent it
Yeah,
to you
but
on
what
Facebook.
about, so I have this open here. I have this.
Oh,
this
that's
episode 2,
just-
we're
I
just
wanted
going
to
to call the last video episode.
You just wanted to show his answer.
yeah. It's just
Was there anything
mind-blowing.
more from this video though?
Oh no, ConfiZilla he's a beast in the streets. I like.
Oh yeah.
His videos are amazing.
I'll try to watch this. You know, you could spend like all day watching YouTube stuff.
Yeah. But this
Which the
guy,
thing
his name
like,
is
people are going to spend all day watching YouTube. We'd rather them spend it watching our channels. You know,
Yeah.
realistically.
I hope they do. I mean,
Yeah.
if I wanted to be popular on YouTube, I wouldn't be in finance.
Well, the whole thing with the finance is the higher CPM.
I
Because
would
like if you're just
probably
a
be
gaming channel or like a sports channel, you're going to have a lower CPM.
yeah, but if I wanted to make a lot of money, I would do vlogging and sell a course.
Yeah.
Or do finance with vlogging, sell a course. That's a really good income.
I need to start offering financial coaching on Fiverr.
I mean, that stuff works. I tell them, like, just be very aware of who you're buying from and if
Yeah.
they can even validate it. Like, if people say, "Hey, do you program?" Well, I program, yeah. Or the video I showed you right now is a video that people should watch if they are going to get trading advice or financial advice.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
He is a beast. He can explain it better than I can, and I'm not just explain it, illustrate it much better.
Yeah.
I think for me, I don't know if I'm boring or not, but I'm so data driven. So when someone tells me something, I literally, when he was talking, I was writing down everything he was talking about to a point where I was going to ask him questions just on that topic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not that commercial.
Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Options. Who is this guy? You know, it's funny because one thing, like if you're going to be like, I don't know who that guy was, but you have to be a reasonably, you have to have a decent look if you're going to be in sales. For one thing, that's like the 101 basics. Like seeing that face, I'm sorry, but I would never buy anything. Just seeing that face. All right, I'm going to start this.
Look, if you've ever tried to learn anything about trading on YouTube, you've probably seen some of these.
Oh, you told me about him.
If you spot your favorite YouTuber there, ask yourself a simple question.
If you start going through this video, he's a part 2, and he goes through these people. It is amazing what he breaks down.
What exactly do you like about it?
Yeah, I love it. It's so funny.
In this video, you will find out the results I found out.
Yeah, you told me about this channel. I subscribe to it.
Who wants to make money off of you by selling you some courses and wasting your time with rented supercars and flashy houses and selling the trading lifestyle, but basically the only real trading experience they have is selling snake oil to you guys, and whose videos are simply a waste of time.
Two things: it's money and time. We only think about money here. We're gonna get our money right, and we're gonna get it right. So come on in. We got
every Forex trading video. This is what they do.
Personalities. Super trading working for us. Obviously, the face is classified. But right now, we have the U.S. markets open. European markets are just about to close. And basically, this is the station. This is where we make the money. This is where the business happens in the South. So,
yeah.
If you want to learn how to do this,
where the magic happens.
Buy my course, live like this. See.
Or join my network marketing company.
Yeah.
This is the vibe that this is the
retail trading charts this belong in one place, the bin. And if that's what you're using, please.
I've seen that.
I just wanted to mention, at the end of this video.
Was there anything else from that video?
Oh, skip to the end when he starts doing the placements. You'll love it. Look, you see Ricky Gutierrez as a void level 4.
Stephan and Avoid.
Andre Geek is entertainment.
Oh my God! Like if I was doing this chart, I would have. He's got Jeremy with the hat. I would have him at the bottom where Graham Stephan is.
Oh, 4 is worse. 0 is the best. It's like you should avoid him, but he's still better than.
Oh, okay, okay. So then Jeremy should be like all the way to the right.
Yeah, it's
funny.
Like if you watch finish the whole video, guys, he'll ask simple questions. Just go through their material. What are they looking at? What are they aiming for? If you're going through and someone says, buy my course, you need to buy my course. Well, maybe they're not making any money doing what they're talking about.
Have you watched if you've watched those big 4 that used to be on the Millennial Money, Jeremy, Andre, Kevin, and Graham? Well, Jeremy, I have to say, like I have to give him credit. He's one that inspired me to start this because I couldn't figure out. I was like, how does this guy have the following he has? And like, I know way more than him. But he talked about like, I guess his timing was better. He got most of his wealth from Tesla. He bought a bunch of Tesla at the right time.
Nice.
So then he was like, oh, I'm a genius, you know? And I mean, he did a good job on Tesla, but he took bigger risks at the right time, I guess.
I don't know.
That's where
so there's maybe a luck factor, but I run off of such like probabilities and like strict numbers. But so for me, for the audience, guys, if anybody, including myself, including THB, if anyone is going to sell you something, just ask for some evidence, please. It's like the one thing I just tell people, like, If I sell you a course, I don't sell courses. Just letting you know, I don't do that. But if I sold you a course to say, hey Andre, can you show me some actual evidence of, do you even trade? Does anything? And if I can't display that off of just a printout of my accounts, kind of like you go to your Chase account, USAA account, Bank of America account, and print a statement like that, that's what you're looking for. Oh my God. This guy
I
says,
just can't believe, like I said, that one statement that somebody sent me, like I could fake a better statement than that. It was like an insult. I'm like, really? Like, if I wanted to come up with a fake statement, I probably could, you know. But I mean, a good, talented person would tell that it was fake. But I couldn't believe, like, it was like an insult. I was telling you that it was different format, the lines and the statement. It was two completely different formats.
Actually, one thing before, because I know our presentation is a little bit long. 1 second, guys.
That's okay. You know, my audience is actually watching. I can go for an hour or more. My audience is watching the whole thing, so it helps my watch time.
I enjoy your SV. Oh, actually,
yeah, I'm getting a lot of my dividend audience is showing up. Like this guy, you know, he always comments and stuff. You know, hold that thought for a second, because I just wanted to remind the audience here. I've never done this before, but I posted the link to the StreamYard in the comments. So any of you that want to hop on, we'd be happy to talk to you. Like this KJK Good, like I've offered this to you several times. You talk about on the comment section, you talk about how you call these companies and you get information and stuff. Like I'd love to have you come on and talk about, or even do a call with them live. Like that would be great. That's the kind of, you know, audience participation I'm looking for on this channel. I'm fully transparent. So yeah.
It'd be interesting, because I wish we can get a network marketer on here that they can speak for a lot longer. And what I do notice about any MLM person that talks, it is more emotion and story than facts and figures.
That's because, have you ever like had a course on the psychology of selling? Or have you ever heard of like the psychology of selling? It's a psychology. There's a psychology to it. It's just like when they price something, when somebody's selling something to you, it's an emotional thing. See, not so much for you, because you're more logic and data. And I like to believe I'm the same way, but in a way I'm still susceptible to some of this stuff. But what they do, so they get you on something you think you absolutely need. You know, they create the need for it. And then they say, well, I could charge $200 for this. That would be a completely fair price. But, you know, I know there's going to be half the audience may not be able to do that. So I'm actually I could even charge $100, but it's actually only $59.99. So it's the psychology. You're stating this higher, you're building this much value. And then when the price comes in here, then more people buy it. It's the psychology of buying.
Here. There's actually a YouTube channel about this. Thank you for bringing that up. It's called the entrepreneur. It's a channel that talks about entrepreneurs that are con artists that talk about this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's a YouTube channel for everything.
Dude, I really gotta fix my spelling.
Oh, did you send something in?
No, I spell everything wrong, like literally.
Really?
Like, I have Grammarly fix everything.
Really?
Oh yeah, if you guys want something really good, try Grammarly for free. You don't have to pay for it. It will fix your spelling.
It's funny because those services have never really helped me. I've always, not that it adds much value, because a lot of times people don't give a shit about good spelling and grammar and stuff like that. Like if you can do math, that's like the value add. But I've always been like, I guess I don't know, mastered it somehow, but it's not as valued of a skill. Someone on the audience here, William Weissner, he wants to know,
what is Andre's focus on?
He called you Andres.
So,
it's not Andre, it's Andre. Oh, he meant apostrophe. Yeah.
My focus is on trading and politics. So I'll break down the trading first. So when it comes to trading, I primarily focus in Forex trading, and also forex breaks down into like some futures and some markets. Spell it. Can you spell it for them? Actually, I can. Forex.
Oh, forex.
Yeah, forex. So I specialize in forex trading, and also when it comes to equities, it would be mainly dividend stocks. I do not look for capital gain stocks mainly. It's mainly dividends, and outside of that, commodities. I specialize heavily in commodities and economics too. So if you guys watch my videos, I can talk about economics for years. I literally read and study all
Me too.
all markets.
We could both
What?
probably do like a documentary on like the '08 crash, the Fed. Yeah. The thing is, it'll put a lot of people to sleep.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I love talking about this stuff. And when it comes to politics, the reason why I follow politics so much and talk about it is because it drives a lot of my trading. So the reason why last year, in November, I entered back into the U.S. markets to buy equities is because of President Biden's push on the inflation help. So in my mind is I need to buy energy stocks that are dividend energy stocks. And since I've been buying those, if you look at companies that are like uranium-based dividend stocks have exploded.
Yeah.
So that's
so
stuff
you
that I
did get back into U.S. equities like in November.
Yep, November I entered back in U.S. equities because I was completely exited. I usually do all my equity stuff overseas and buy international stocks because one, they're cheaper because the dollar's higher, and two, my plan is to exit the United States because if you follow the process of the United States, it is to be less free and more controlling, higher taxes. Basically, there's no net benefit of staying here.
They don't want people to accumulate wealth, it seems like.
Oh no, because if you have a rich person, you have a person that thinks, typically.
Yeah.
And thinking is a rare commodity in our world today. I sent you that YouTube channel.
I wonder why there are so many rich people of a certain political persuasion that I won't mention.
I'm buying BLV hand over fist every time the yield touches 4%.
Is that
BLV?
Is that blockchain something with I got to look it up because there's one I saw. Oh, BTC is Bitcoin, isn't it?
Let me check this out right here. I mean, I don't know what BLV is. When it comes to
Vanguard
dividend stocks,
3.95% dividend.
How to say it? I am very when you you know what? I actually might do this on a live stream. I'll break down how I view dividend companies and why I completely stay away from high yield ones.
Really? Like all the ones that I've mentioned on the channel?
Almost. It's very interesting. Off live stream, I'll show you. I have your companies on a grading list.
I'm in
where
now.
if I put my own money into those companies, what would be the probability? Because if you're earning 13, 14, 15%, the probability that your principal will stay the same, you know?
It's going to drop, but I've gone over that too. Like what will happen?
You have to. What?
You'll end up, like I gave the example, the $1 million example. Say you lose 10%, you drop to 900,000, but you're getting a 18% dividend, like in the SVOL. So you're still offsetting and you're compounding. I mean, it's to the point in this market. You got to do something. You know, it's frustrating. Yeah. It's like beating your head against the wall. But
you have to put in some risk. I understand that, but to me, if I did that, I would have to calculate my buy. It would force you. So if you're getting 18% and you buy XYZ spot right here, you would have to take off profits at some point in time to counterbalance that 10% equity drop. And that's how I would measure it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if you guys follow me, guys, I do everything by computers. I do not put manual entries. I mean, I do, but it's very rare. It's mainly in just dividend stocks. I buy things. Everything I do is just mainly computer automated trading. Because if you knew me prior years ago, I had a tendency of buying shit.
Well, full disclosure, I bought AT&T, one of my first big dividend stocks, and I've told this story. Back in 2017, I mean, it was paying like an 8% dividend at the time, and I thought it was going to get back up to like $40 a share. Well, I'm way in the hole on AT&T, But the point is, I mean, I do the same strategy that I talk about, but I'd be interested to see. You have the chart. I mean, you can put it up if you want. I mean, if it makes
let's look at BLV. Let's make it because they got and talked about it in there. Okay. Let's look at
interesting. So, have you saved that, or have you made that investing?
Here, me or him?
No, he said 300,000 in dividend stocks.
I've saved over 300K in dividend stocks. Okay. That's powerful. I mean, if you're earning 10% with taxes, you can pretty much live off that.
Just a reminder again, anyone that wants to hop on, here's the link. Our channels probably aren't
BLV.
Our channels probably aren't big enough yet. Like when we get to 10,000 subscribers, we'll have more of that. But I see some of these 10,000 subscriber channels that they get audience members that actually come on with them.
Oh, wow. Because it's actually interesting. The agency that I'm partnering up with on I think Friday. On Friday,
talk about that.
10K in about 2 to 3 months.
How much?
Oh, okay. So before I show you guys BLV, so for my channel, guys, I posted over 700 plus videos. So I have a core video, right? I do post a lot of videos. Based on what I talk about, it is not very YouTubeable, how it is. So I partnered up with a agency to help promote my work even faster. There are some pros that I get to a 100,000 to 1 million amount of people audience base that will push my video upon. Yeah, so I get to a better view. They watch my content. They said I go into detail, so they like my content. But the negatives is that I have to push upon you guys sales that I normally wouldn't do, like cryptocurrencies. But in the contract, I was told that I have to share the content, the crypto, that I can speak about it in any manner I want to. And if you watch my cryptocurrency videos, most of the videos I say they're just pure dog shit. Almost every crypto out there.
So what, you just have to mention it, but you can say that it's crap?
I have to make a video about it, like an entire video about it, and explain the cryptocurrency, how it's X, Y, and Z, who programmed it, why it's good. So I have to talk about the pros and cons, but typically every pro of a crypto is just a copy and paste of another.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. Like there's, I think like 23,000 cryptos, and I would say 90% of them are just either Ethereum, BNB, and that's it. Everything else is copy paste. They're all tokens. Oh my god. BLV. Give me 1 second, guys.
That's
I'm getting up to
BLV. Is this person? Are you just spelling this way on purpose? It's kind of funny. But, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, halfway to a million. But answer my question though. Did you make that, or did you save that? Like I'm not quite sure what you're saying. Like, did you make 300,000 in dividend stocks?
Year to change 117. Holy shit. Okay, here, let me break down this chart. Share screen. I'll give you this is fun. I like doing this stuff.
Your last name's
my
Weisner,
perspective of how I look at stocks.
Relatively wise person. Look, that's a little joke there.
There you guys go. So if you guys don't agree on how I look at stocks, it's very interesting because. So for me, let's break this down. The first thing I do when I look at a stock is where is the optimal buying point? And we look at the chart. Like a perfect trader, where would I have entered versus what the current price is? Because the current price means only to the new customer or the customer returning. Here, let's make it big. I hate these ads, man.
Yeah, it really
if
clumps
you were a
down
perfect
the internet, the bandwidth.
Oh my god, look at this. So if you're a perfect trader, perfect, like you're the best. You're buying from 2008, possibly to 2019. 2008, 2019. Everything up here is highly volatile. And the possibility of staying profitable is nearly zero. Because if you bought any time after here, if you didn't pull your profits, you're under this. Now, I think the argument that's going to be brought up is that, hey, I'm earning dividend income in this time period. Well, I would beg to differ that if you entered at anything below 84, above 84, you're more than 10% underwater, your equity. and you're talking about from 2019 to here. So if you just compound whatever percentage it is over the period, the probability of you being profitable without taking, exits is very low, in my opinion. Thinking it through.
So this stock,
and the question,
can you close that ad at the bottom left?
Oh god, this is annoying.
Okay, so this one,
Look at this.
my take on this one. Oh, so they've been around since 2008, or does it go back?
Yeah,
further?
I mean, no, it seems like you just started here. It's a possibility it goes back.
It basically fell below its 2009 levels last year. So if you're going to buy this one, you might have been at a good buying point like 5 or 6 months ago.
You might be. This might go lower though.
Well, it could. I mean, that's always a possibility. But
yeah, to me, this would be.
So it's a bond fund. See, when I see bonds, my brain kind of shuts off.
Here,
like I'm more of an equity.
This to me would be a D or an F to enter.
Yeah,
I don't need to look at the financials of a company, because what you're at. So for example, what's come at the standpoint is this: if I want to buy this stock, I'm expecting that the equity, the current price to increase or maintain the same. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to go lower, unless you're dollar cost averaging, right? So what I would say is this: if I want to get this company, is it good? Is it currently undervalued? Because that's why I look at the charts first. And if I know that the majority of people, like when it comes to, not the majority, the majority of retail traders are entering in now, but the big players haven't entered, I don't look at the stock. I just skip it and say it's a D or an F, because the probability of a big company entering now is very small, because I think the big money left. And the evidence shows here, look at this big candle here. Manipulation candles prove one thing, that an elephant stepped into the pool. Elephants are banks or big companies. If an elephant stepped
huge.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what that was. That was COVID.
Yeah, sure. Let's call it COVID.
Yeah.
But let's just call it that a bank entered and exited. Correct?
Yeah.
Because only big money can do these big swings. So if I look at this big manipulation chart, look at the high and look at these two highs. I guarantee you that they're almost exactly the same. Let's see. The high here is $117.98. The high here is $117.58. So they're off by what? 40 cents? If you start thinking about it, the money left. The money either started shorting the stock, shorting this ETF, or just exited. And they exited on a staggered entry. See? Exited, maybe push back up, but you can tell that the money left, and they had two opportunities too. Opportunity number one and opportunity number two.
So BLV,
let me see.
Why?
Like, if you look at it, they're almost exactly the same. Like these, like I tell people, and when it comes to trading, there are no accidents. Oh dang! I always do this backwards. Like if you look at this high, and you look at this high, they're almost the same. They're off by a few pennies. How many people put
resistance and support?
Oh, I don't use resistance and support when it comes to trading. I just look at where the big money exited. Know they got this bottom price, because you can tell that the open's right here and the close is here. The low is down here. The only way for the price to be pushed down this low is what? Someone massively dumping orders, right? Because remember, this buy-up portion here. So for example, if I'm an insider banker, I know how this is running. I know the majority of the idiots bought here, right? They've been buying because they're getting a dividend. I am a big player. I shove this market down doing what? This is dropping from $110 down to $180, down to $88. This is hitting people's stops, right? They're getting stopped. They're either getting margin called or they're hitting their stop losses. I enter at the bottom of here on a staggered entry, multiple entries. That means the bank is entering all through this bottom of this wick, shoving the price up higher. And they use this entry 1, 2, 3, 4 months of entries, and they exited at the exact same price that they exited here. This is And to me, if I was a big player, I exited all my positions through this last leg. And there's no point in buying because it's being shoved down lower. The money's gone.
All the institutional money you think is out of it?
Yeah, I mean, look at the volume amount. The volume is barely exceeding its height over here.
Yeah.
I mean, if I pulled out COT contracts, which it means commitments of traders, it'll show you institutional, it'll show you retail, and I forgot the middle one, but it shows you 3 levels of buyers. I guarantee you all the buyers right here, and they exited over here.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, this is a big Vanguard hedge fund, or I'm sorry, Vanguard ETF. That would require a large amount of buyers. So if no one's big buying, it's going to be put down.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost 50% from its high. No, not 50%, 40%.
Yeah, I can map that on the stock app here.
So for me, if I had to buy this, the probability if it going lower is higher than it going higher. Because it would require someone who has deeper pockets than me to enter.
You think from where it is here, it's more likely to go lower than higher?
I bet I can throw it into my computer and I guarantee it'll say it's going lower. So remember, I'm a retail.
You know what we should do? We should do like a tracker. Like, so you think the stock's going to do this? I think it's going to do this. That would be cool. And then see at the end of the year who's right.
Yeah, we can do that. I do that for all my crypto videos. Every time I make a prediction on crypto, I'll come back a few months later and see where it's gone. And I'm almost one. Oh, go ahead.
I would think if the Fed starts cutting rates, which I think they are, I think everything's just going to start going back up. So when that happens, it's kind of like the rising tide lifting all boats, regardless of what the fund is.
If the Fed, and that's why I follow politics also. I'm happy you brought that up. If the Fed does kick in, then yeah, it can go higher. Sure. Let's go. Maybe it can go through another round of quantitative easing. Blah, blah, blah.
I was going to say, if that happens, which I'm assuming it will, I was thinking it would go higher. But still, a bond fund is not something that I'm going to participate in. I'm just not a big bond guy. I'm more equities and things like that.
I mean, it's a good trade. Like you're talking about $75 going to 116 possibility. But what I tell people is this, like when you examine the Fed, right, and you examine funds, remember that they can only paper so much. Like their manipulation has an extent to it. So if they keep on doing this over and over and over, it will be the exact same thing as 2007. They can't. No one's going to be able to buy it. And this is a good example. If it does, if you say you're correct and heads up back to 119, it is 100% guaranteed by the Fed. The Fed is the market.
Well, it's like the Fed put, the implicit Fed put. There's a documentary on that. And you know what? I say, like, look, so it's a rigged game. I'm waiting for one more run up in the market. If I can time it just right, when the Fed starts cutting rates and everything starts to run up, make a lot of money, and then cash out the chips, and then,
so
walk away.
You and I are doing the same thing. So me, like, I don't care about market direction when I trade. It does not matter to me at all.
Yeah.
But when I trade, when I trade precious metals, I see this as like, how do I say it? If you guys see this heading back up, and it's a bond ETF, is a good possibility that the underlying principle, underlying currency, the dollar, might not be able to purchase as much.
Yeah.
I hope that I really would hate for interest rates to drop again and inflation to kick up. Like I was sick of paying like $5 to $6 a gallon. Is not fun.
Yeah, or $7 in California last year.
Yeah, and it's interesting that I tell people about that. Like it's called when you measure assets to assets. So if you have time, guys, measure this stock in apples or measure this stock in gold, measure this stock in any asset. When you measure asset to asset, you can get a true cost. So you'll be able to measure if inflation is better. So if this goes up 40, 50%, but the cost of an apple went up 100%, did you get richer? No. You can't even keep up, you know?
Yeah. Someone mentioned Barrick Gold not soaring. Isn't that one of those gold index funds?
So for me, there's multiple levels of gold. When you actually, me and him had this conversation. We were talking about a gold. We talked about a silver fund. I went through all their documentation about the silver fund and found out not even 10% of their fund is silver. It's all just made up contracts.
Yeah.
So
like futures contracts.
Yeah, it's all futures, it's all fake. And
Yeah.
And most people do not understand that silver has no connection to the spot price. It really has none. Silver be trading at what, $22, but you want to buy it costs $40. And I'm not joking about that 40. Look that up. Silver Eagles.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, go over you said like SVOL and some of the other funds. You have like a spreadsheet.
I have your spreadsheet.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Here.
Okay.
It's part of my money account because I went through your YouTube channel to verify would I buy any of it, because you're talking about different funds that I even look at.
I don't mind if you do you want to do like a THB expose, like with all of my.
Oh no! It just would I put my own personal money into it? The only way it would be a staggered entry and non-long term. Like I would have to buy here at a basic low of a monthly candle and exit multiple entries.
Okay. I'm looking just more long term, but like I said, I bought more SVOL probably a week ago, and I kind of felt dumb because it dropped even more. And then I found out about the TSLY, which has a better dividend.
Here, the only stock that I have that is above is SCHD. It has a B for overall growth and a D for current entry. Because remember, I measure off of current entry. Where's the current price at? And
SCHD,
the probability.
A lot of people like SCHD. Oh, we had a late joiner here. Yeah, I was just talking about TSLY. Yeah, the dividend, I don't see that one being sustainable, but it's good for now.
I don't think any of these stuff is. There's actually a trader that talks about that I follow. If there's any ETF or any dividend above 10%, be cautious because possibly you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Let's look at this right here. Whoa, there's no way that's real.
It just started. It just started like in December.
Why would anyone buy this?
You're gonna make my audience mad.
Well, I mean, okay, cool. It did jump then.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because look at the dividend it's paid. It's on pace to pay like a 69% dividend.
69%?
Yeah, if you annualize it. Because here, it's trading at $16.50, right? It's averaging like a 92-cent per month payout. Divided by 16.50, yeah, that's 69% approximately.
It's almost asking to be dropped.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't see it being sustainable. I see it, that company Zim. It's probably in Zim territory, which I'm going to do an April Fool's Day video on, because I like that one.
If we look at them chart, we know for a fact that the gap filled.
Yeah, 2%, no more than 2% of the portfolio. Yeah, that could be.
If the gap filled and it's sustaining, I would never even enter here. Oh my gosh.
What about at that bottom though?
This bottom here is not. I don't think any pro could have gotten this bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no. I mean, like I said, I'm looking at how I would trade. My computers wouldn't even tell me to enter.
You know what frustrates me about a lot of the option trades that I do? Well, I'm part of some different paid services that recommend different trades. One of them I might unsubscribe from because he was doing really good in 2021, but the last year or so he's been way off. And I think the strategy depends on a bull market. But I'll give you a good example here. Maybe you can analyze it. I'd like to do more of this actually because a lot of times people have different opinions on these candles, even though you would think it's factual information, but
So
people have different opinions.
the main thing about a candle. So let's look at the evidence. We know for a fact that that from this close to this open, there's a spread of $1, just about, right?
Mhm.
Who can do that? Who can move the market $1 without showing a candle?
Is that
Retail
in
traders?
intraday? Is that between market close and market open?
Yeah, that's daily candles.
So then in after hours, it moved that much.
Who can move the markets massively?
Institutional
in after hours?
investors. Hey, you know
And
what
if I
happened to
know
me?
that an institution,
Oh, institutional what?
if I know that an institutional investor, because remember, I always look at the big money where it's going. If the institutional investor jumped the market to fill the market, and then it went on a pause, where do you think the big money went? It's gone.
What would you say?
They exited.
Yeah, they exited out of it. If it drops that much, then big money exited out of it.
Yeah, they exited and they filled the market because they knew the majority of people are buying. Hence by the daily volume. But as people are buying, they are exiting their position.
Mm-hmm.
They can't, because if you have a multi-billion-dollar fund or $100 million, $200 million fund, you can't exit in one price. They have to have staggered exits. Right? It's based off liquidity. So if there's liquidity pools, they're exiting and entering. I'm sorry, they're exiting as common folks are entering to fill in that gap. This is that gap price.
What, the institutional investors? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's no COT data on this, so I can't tell, but I would say this. If it was me, the only way for me to enter this trade would be waiting for this double top or this zone here to reshort it. Like I said, for me, my computer most likely will tell me to reshort this. Wait till comment.
I was gonna ask you, pull up ALGM, a ticker symbol ALGM.
ALGM.
I was gonna do a little behind the scenes.
Ooh,
yeah, this one.
Look at that.
So this is very behind the scenes information here. This is an option trade that was happened to be a recommendation. Here's what frustrates me about this. Can you zoom so that it stretches it more?
All the way.
Okay, there you go. All right. So what I want to point out here. So this is okay. By November 2022, it started to recover.
Correct.
It didn't get recommended until probably February. So it was already on. It had already completed probably 3/4 of its upswing. So it's like, well, you know, if somebody's so good looking at this, why didn't they recommend it when it was at the bottom, right?
Well, because it did two things. So if you look at it from this perspective here, and this is a trend break. So
see, if I mastered this, like, I'd be retired and I'd be on here all day doing videos. This is like, it's that close, you know, like if I got in here, you know,
you would be, I'll tell you, like, I mean, I trade full time and I still work 10 to 12 hours days.
Trading.
Yeah. Just trading and programming.
So you haven't gotten to that point yet where trading's becoming so unfulfilling that you have to sell a course.
It's impossible. I just tell people, like, there's a reason why Warren Buffett spends all day looking at charts and stuff, because you have no time to do the things that they're saying unless your income.
Does he look at the charts, or is he? I thought he was more of a long-term investor.
He looks at charts, looks at the financials. So I don't look at financials until the chart proves it has a good growth. This to me is called, like, this would be, if I had to grade this, it would be just off the chart data, a B or a C or an A, because depending on your entry, the prime entry is here. If you didn't get into here, you're too late. So for me, I would never enter in this stock because it's just too late. You missed the money.
Right here at the bottom.
Yeah, like if you're not getting this bottom price, and here's that structure break, there's no point of even entering. So if it was my computer, like here, when we cut this camera, I'll show you. my computer would say, hey, it would have done like 15 to 30 buys right here.
Yeah.
This is called a reverse hammer. A reverse hammer is basically an invert hammer. Invert hammer typically screams bullish. Here, and
What does it
this
pass
right
through here? What
Huh?
date is this here that the other arrow passes through?
this right here.
Because
is
this was
20
recommended. This was recommended March 7th.
March 7th.
Yeah, and I'm slightly down in it.
There's,
I'm like break even.
it's a possibility that you're gonna miss the money. I mean, like, okay, here, let's just read each candle and see what it says. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So if we look at this candle here, this candle on this is a January candle. It is stating that the open and close are extremely close to their high and low. So what does that mean? That these candles did not are not extremely volatile. That means it has a really strong growth, right? Good.
So it's
bullish
more
candle.
fundamentals that are driving it.
Yeah. If we look at this candle here, we know that the low and open are very close to each other, and the close to the high is near each other. So that means the people who are selling off their positions is indicating that they're people selling off their positions. This is a current candle. The month is almost over for March. If it closes a little bit lower, we can indicate one major fact, that the buyers down here are exiting, because our big swing for our wicks are too high.
Mm-hmm.
The probability of you making profit into the next candle is near, it just decreases because there's not enough buyers. They're all exiting their position.
So this one, because it's a lesser known stock, it's susceptible to move more based on earnings. When the earnings come out. That's the whole idea behind the strategy. Earnings beat, earnings blast. That's the whole idea.
I would say this, that if this candle does not close any higher to its high and they're equal, you're going to have almost a balanced month. That is a direct danger to getting out.
Yeah, because I probably got like another couple weeks window. Otherwise, the theta starts to overcome the potential growth, and then it just stays flat.
I just give people an example. Like when you start looking at the chart, I mean, this is there's not much data to it. But you start looking at it, like when you start seeing like it slowing down, like if you see big candles, if you're not here or here, typically this candle is dangerous. Unless it keeps going higher. I mean, I could be wrong. It can keep going higher, but I'll tell you, the money's here. Whoever has that fat wallet is here, and here. It broke structure. They entered on a reverse hammer. If you guys don't,
institutional money is entering in.
I'll give you guys an example. Here's a book. Now, I do not. I mean, I run by robots that I program. Here's a book. It doesn't matter the book so much.
What book is it?
It matters. It's a candlestick book. I memorized almost every candlestick pattern. Like this.
I think, is that called like the big book of candlestick charts?
I think so.
I have a couple of those, but I haven't mastered it.
I tell people, like, if you see a massive candle that's green and there's two of them and there's an inverse hammer, typically the third candle is going to be fat. Here you guys go. Look at me getting all technical. Inverse hammer. Inverted hammer, page 34, 39, 34.
I actually have stuff that I found online. This one, see, look at this. I meant to hang this up at my desk. It's like the cheat sheet of option strategies. And see, like bullish strategies, neutral strategies, bearish strategies. It's like a playbook of, like it's got the long call, covered call, bull call spread.
When I start finishing out my options list, it will show me this possible strategies. And usually strategies and options I'm not knowledgeable about them. I just measure what can I do to be.
And then
I'm already used
this
to.
one, I found this one online. See this from Trading Tips, the Big Book of Chart Patterns, the Big Book of Candlestick Charts.
Do you think? How would you say? It's kind of interesting. Like, as I show people candlestick charts, almost all my programs are like biased against it. Except in Forex, they're biased, but in stocks, they're for. Because in Forex, there is no top or bottom, and it's basically just made up. Stocks, there's actually realness to it. There's actual value. Forex, there's no real value.
You know, it's funny. I really have to get my spot organized here because I've had this sitting, and the last time I actually touched it, I understand options a lot better than the last time I looked at this because I could probably name half the strategies instead of like a quarter of them now. But you know, one thing, have you ever heard of something called Vantage Point?
Oh no, what is that?
It's an AI trading software.
What?
Super expensive. Well, that's another thing. If you order these books online, they're tied to this Vantage Point because I think that's how they got my information. Because I got a call, and they tried to, you know, you can blow a lot of money buying this
Vantage Point. What, AI software?
Yes.
Like this right here?
Yeah, it was founded by someone named Lane Mendelsohn, and he's been on Fox Business a lot.
Let's see. I mean, oh man, this is good. Hopefully, I can see some software into it. And if you guys do not know, guys, I program. Okay, Paul Vardan wants to look at.
Yeah, he's a frequent commenter.
Let's look at RY. Let's check it out, guys. RY.
He's got another one, MPW.
Remember, guys, this is my thoughts. If you guys think differently, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. This is what I would do. Let's see.
Well, I mean, like the dividends I talk about,
wow,
like I can understand why the audience likes it. I mean, we're thinking the same. You know, we're leveling the same on it. It just, I'm not saying that they're all great. You know. Oh, Royal Bank of Canada. I think he's Canadian, so that's why he's asking about that. But like Bank of America, which you've asked about before, I don't know. Like, I don't see Bank of America. Like, I have that joke. It's Bank of America. Are they going to let it? Are they going to let anything happen to Bank of America? Probably not. You know.
Why? Actually, Paul, if you're listening to me, let me ask you a question. Are you asking that to enter in at current price or exiting a position? Just to verify.
You can join the live stream too. I have the link. Be cool to get audience members on here.
What is the benefit? The benefit is what? If I had to enter here at the current price, I'm entering off a pullback. Check. Is the pullback determined enough for the percentage? It's only 50%.
He said current soon.
So, I mean, okay, you know what? I'll just break down how I think about it. Why not? It's the only way I can really do it. Would I enter at current price? And how long would I hold it? I don't care about the dividend so much because this dividend is already broke my dividend rule.
Uh-oh.
So if this was a dividend stock, where would you have entered? Current price or a hell of a lot earlier?
Well, in hindsight, I mean, hindsight makes everyone a genius.
You have to put you from the perspective of the perfect trader. Would the perfect trader enter
he's
at
holding
current
long term.
price? Long term?
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding it forever. So if my goal was to hold it forever, like, hey, Andre, my rule is to hold this forever, I wouldn't even look at banks. Why would a bank be? Because like, if you look at
it's kind of like their Bank of America, I think.
Yeah, if you look at just banks, look at the banking ETF or the banking index. If you guys have time, look at that. Just go on to Google, type in banking index. It will bring up basically an index of all banks. And is the average bank a good long-term investment? And for me, like I just tell people, like long-term, I'm only looking at energy-based companies and precious metal companies long-term. If it comes to the Royal Bank of Canada, I would only trade it and not do long-term. Because this pullback, oh my God, I'm actually have to start trading it like I do manually now.
With the banking index in the United States, it would have like J.P. Morgan, Citi, Bank of
Yeah.
America, Goldman Sachs.
You say this is about 50%? This box? So within the pullback, we're typically 50% of this move. So what does that indicate? It indicates that whoever shorted the stock or exited their position, the market moved only so much and pulled up from a hammer about right here, this candle right here, to maintain its current price. So you're either asking yourself, was that buying point? Because remember, there's a reason why this market moved down. This market moved down because of the sellers here. I'm sorry, the buyers here. Whoever bought here, sold here. How do we know this? Look at the rent. Look at the movement. It is almost all green. It is so green. Look, it's so green that when it slowly starts selling off, they're exiting their buying positions. See, entered their buying positions, entered their buying positions, 2 to 3 candles, exited. These are the late time bloomers, and then it pushed back down because everyone here exited their positions. So if I'm thinking like a big bank as an investor, if I bought here, is it a continuation of big money or an exiting of big money? It seems to me it'd be an exit of big money.
Yeah. So when we're done with that one, MPW, this is another intriguing one. I'll actually probably add this to my list because the dividend hit the threshold that I'm looking for.
MP. So guys, remember, this is just me. If I'm wrong, that's fine. MPW. But for me, I would trade this as a short-term, exit it, and wait for big money to re-enter. That's be my analysis on it. Yeah, for K for RY. Wait for big money. Big money is very obvious. I just tell you this. When you're jumping into a pool, you weigh 100, 200 pounds, make a splash. Elephant jumps into a pool, big ass splash. Wait for a big splash.
What about if Lizzo jumps into a pool?
Lizzo is like 5 elephants. So you know you're good. Because remember, your competition is not other traders. Your competition is just that big organization.
That's funny. Like the water's displaced in the pool.
Like, oh, this is a
God. The pool.
What? This is like, man, this actually almost actually angers me. Look at this. Look, we have a double top. Cool.
Oh, is that the M? Is that the M?
Yeah, look.
They say M is murder.
Look, if you look at these 2 price lines right here and here, we can determine what? Whoever had the big pockets slammed the market down for 2 months, taking out all this positive gain. So let's just break it down logically, right? So this is how my program will read the market. Andre, this is how it reads to me. Andre, this movement here did fantastic, but the banks knew that everyone entered here on a buy, multiple buys. So it slammed that bitch down, took out all the stops, and re-entered the market to push it back up. They did a fake double top to push it back down lower to take out the stops here and here. Because I would say this, out of all my clients, one thing they do incorrect is how to exit a trade. Everyone thinks entering a trade is very good, but they don't know how to exit. So they don't have exit indicators or exit variables. So everyone thinks that this is a normal trend down, but it continues down lower to take out the traders here and here. And it will continue to go lower until it finds enough liquidity to go head back up higher. So the banks are highly shorting this intentionally because they made sure that it's going there. So would I buy this? Hell no. Why would there's no reason to buy. The banks have showed that there's no point to buy.
And the reason the dividend is so high, I just looked at it on another screen. it was trading at like $23 a share back at the end of 2021, which was the last of the good times for the bull market. It's basically less than a third of what it was back then. So the dividend has stayed the same. So like I always say, when the dividend stays the same and the stock drops, the dividend percentage increases. But that doesn't always mean just because the dividend's so high that it's a great fund.
So
that's
what I would do if I was trying to buy this, I would wait. I would wait until it builds up orders here on the $2.71 zone. Until then, this stock is labeled an F for me. Like literally, it just, yeah. It's telling you the banks are not on your side. They're shorting it. They're taking profits and look at the zone right here. Or we zoom in. Look at the zone right here. It's telling you off the bat that it doesn't want to be here. It did a hammer, cool. So some small entity pushed up the price, exited on this green candle. It staggered around for 2 months and pushed down lower. How do we know push down lower? The entire pressure line is just straight down. Okay, what else we got to look at? I mean, this is actually pretty fun going through half these stocks.
Yeah, we should probably just do this once a week. A Q.
And look at the volume. The volume is dying off.
At the end of the alphabet.
Is Q rating for me?
I think he's making a joke.
Yeah, this is like this company, or I'm saying this trust may be a good trust, but for a trading point of view, if you're not shorting it, then I would not even be interested in buying it. And some people find it dangerous to short stocks. Oh, TD?
TD Bank. Yeah.
Why?
That's not TD Ameritrade or TD in the U.S. That I think it's Toronto Dominion, so that's another Canadian.
Oh, so I like this perspective. If I was looking at it, this is a classic head and shoulders, and it's heading back down to here, to this zone here. I think that would be the an easy way to interpret it without analyzing it. If you don't see it, it's an easy head and shoulders, right? I'm not calling that. That's not my analysis. I think that's something that most people would do initially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'll just look at what is the perfect trade. The best trade is right here. The 39 to 79. That is the glory day to get into this trade. If I wasn't in this zone and I'm looking at current price, I'm asking myself, is it going to go back up to this high and exceed it? Or is it going to maintain or decrease lower on a dollar cost average and try to make money off the dividend? What three possibilities seems best? 47 is your target. So if 47 is your target, let's just break that down. Let's break it down right here. Okay. Trend line. There you go. Let's see it respects this trend line and doesn't exceed it and heads back down to 47, bounces around, builds up stability to head back up. All right, trend line, arrow. So we go from here to here. So that's your plan. Hit down here, maybe at a support zone, and then go back up. So for me, it just be sit on my hands. Like I would put this as wait till trade hits this zone, build up orders prior to entering. Because if I entered here at 47, it would be like some people would enter on a buy limit. I wouldn't even enter on a buy limit. I would just have to wait until structure built up enough orders, enough buyers entered, enough banks enter, and then I'll look at entering. Because basically, you're looking for a candle like this, like a very big, strong candle. Because I mean, does it look like a bank is entering right now or exiting? Where's the money?
It looks like it's trending down.
It could do it at proper head and shoulders, head down here, re-enter the bull market. It's possible. I'd say that the only way that is possible, unless someone who has deeper pockets than here, or these same people re-enter. Because I mean, look at it. Like, how many months of bull is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong, right? Wait for, since it's stock. I mean, look at the history. If you look at the history, it's pretty solid.
How did you master candles?
Analyzing. I mean, I literally program and analyze data to a point where you start memorizing everything. Like, if you look at if you look at the charts and look at 3 candles, they call it in my book, they call it 3 white candles. If you find 3 large bodies, typically the trend will stay for the 4th and 5th. Let's see if I'm wrong. So 3 large bodies. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in profit. There's not enough information or enough data to buy right now. I would wait here at the support zone, quote unquote support, wait for 3 to 4 months of positiveness in a single session, like positive, 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 and then I would buy.
Mm-hmm.
I would not buy on a buy limit because there's not enough evidence. Because what the good possibility is that they're going to start doing is a stop run, shoot this area, break it with the wick, pop back up, and continue the trend. So that's why I wouldn't enter on a buy limit, because you might get trapped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at this. This is an even better example. Look, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. You could have made a massive profit the entire time. And if you're looking for the technical term, it's called 3 white soldiers or 3 white candles. Type that into Google, and you'll be able to research that. They're typically a good sign for stocks. I can't tell you. For me in Forex, I do not follow that rule. Only you can retire off of buying this. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's done pretty good.
If you Google that, it comes up with candles from like, a Williams Sonoma or like a store.
I mean, there's so many patterns in there. They got like, you can look at Hammurabi's code. You can look at, let me see, a double hammer. There's the probabilities in those. But I would say the biggest indication in this buying it over here is 3 white candles. If you find 3 white candles, usually the 4th and 5th are positive.
Well, that's a bold statement, my friend, off this one stock.
I mean, we can look at almost every stock. It usually does the same thing on a bull run. Watch.
Well, in hindsight, I mean, you could go back 20 years in most stocks, and the way they run up, you could retire. Like, look at Apple.
Hey, Paul, can you throw out any stock that's a bank stock? Any stock, okay?
Wait a minute. He's got my attention here now. 40,000 yearly dividends on how much invested. Oh, put 40,000 in. Oh, this may be another. This is like one of these examples that I do.
Yeah, just say any bank stock that you're looking at. Just type it in there. From one we haven't mentioned.
J.P. Morgan.
Let's see what he says. I want to get him engaged.
Oh, well, I think he's fairly engaged. He's commenting a lot.
Oh, dude, man.
Okay, I gotta think about this now. So, 40
BNS. Ooh, let's go with that.
40,000 times 25. Oh, that's $1 million. That's the example that I usually give. Yeah. Okay, so it pays a 4% dividend. So 40,000. But the thing is, when you can get higher dividends in like SVOL and things like that, why would you settle for this? You could have like a 200,000 in some of these.
I typically stick to like trading rules. I mean, if any company was telling you to buy, like this company had multiple examples of buying. There's multiple 3 candles and it heading off. If you guys want to look at a good way of looking at charts, there's 2 time frames to look at: monthly and weekly. Look at the monthly and look at the weekly. It will definitely tell you where big money is at. Oh my God, look at that wick. That wick is huge. And it shot up from there. There's no way I would buy.
BNS is the worst Canadian bank. What would you say the worst bank in the United States is?
The Fed.
The Fed. The central bank?
Yeah, they're the worst bank.
What's the central bank in Canada?
The Fed. Our Fed. I wonder how
Really?
much money of American dollars go to Canada.
The World Bank.
Wow, look at this beautiful chart. Look at this.
Maybe they could recruit a star like Jamie Dimon.
Look at this right here.
Wow.
There's no way I would be buying now. There's no way. Why? I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm sorry, audience. I'm thinking, if I was buying now, if I was in Canada, what is the purpose of buying now? The money is
It's the Bank of Canada, the central bank in Canada.
like, if I was in, let's say the I need to find yield. My goal is to find a dividend stock that pays, or I need growth, or growth stock. Does this company show growth right now?
I mean, long term, how far out does this go? I'm trying to
This
see.
goes out far, but
This is from 19 in the 90s.
does it seem? I mean, if you look at it, it's very interesting. As the Fed becomes this, one was if you guys don't look at the perspective, look at the Fed. The Fed's balance sheet has exploded, and if you look at how volatile the stock has gotten, the more the Fed has increased their balance sheet, the more this stock has gotten bigger. Look at the movement.
Oh my God, you just reminded me. I heard a senator today, just to get a little political. We have a senator from Hawaii that's a complete dummy. And she said that about the debt ceiling that, oh, well, we have to pay our bills. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, okay, if you're an individual and your credit rating, you keep increasing your credit limit, that doesn't mean you're paying your bills. You're just giving yourself more money to borrow.
Yeah, I mean, I just tell people we don't even pay our bills. I mean,
No.
Our interest is not covered. I mean, we don't even pay the interest. We just print it over.
That's why they're going to have to cut rates, because the interest on the debt, it's going to affect it way too much, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are looking at what I'm looking at, every single big movement right here, this screams manipulation.
You've heard that senator, though, that dumb senator from Hawaii.
Almost all of them.
Well, yeah, almost all of them. But no, this one's particularly dumb.
Look at Royal or TD for dividend growth. You need to pay your bills. You will default. Every government, I will tell you this for a fact. Every single government that does fiat reserve, or their system is fiat based and has no backing, will always default. Every single government across all time does the same thing. They always default, either honestly or dishonestly.
So I get it about. I get the whole thing about raising the debt limit. They'll eventually do that anyway. They just do this charade to kind of look like they're having a debate about it. But the thing is, raising the debt ceiling isn't actually paying the bills. It's just giving Congress more money to spend. That's the thing. I know there's other countries. I know Greece. I know like the whole Eurozone and all that had those issues. So they'll eventually raise it. They're just having a charade right now. But
is this
the fact of the matter is, raising the debt limit isn't quote unquote paying the bills. Paying the bills is like, okay, we're going to spend this much on this program. We're going to take in this much in tax revenue to pay for this program. But anyway, that's I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that's we're good.
The reason why governments pass taxes, in my opinion, is just a more control and manipulation of the people.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're good. We'll just stick to stocks.
Toronto Stock Exchange. Okay, check. What stock do you want to look for? Toronto Stock Exchange. Any stock, doesn't matter. I don't look at financials until I look at the chart. That's just how it is. This stock's an F. TSE is an F. Why in the fuck would anyone buy this? I don't know. This is fun though.
Penny stock.
Penny stock.
Ooh, this one's gotten hit. hard since, oh man, 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019. 2019.
Is this it?
This
Nano
must have just
Labs?
gone public. This has only been public like probably less than a year.
Would you buy this?
Not me.
No. Hell no. I mean, there's. Ugh.
National Bank.
Oh, National Bank? Here, maybe I got the wrong one. NA.
Well, no,
We
that
got
was
National Bank. Bank of Canada. Okay.
NBHC.
All right, cool. Woo! You're in a different
3%
position.
yield.
So
Look
probably
at that. So
splits.
is that the intraday? That's some big insider movement there.
Yeah, look at this.
Is that?
Whoa, this is nice. Dude, you get National Bank's a good chart. I like this. Look at the recovery. It needs like 2 more candles. Ooh, we'll check the daily.
I really need
Oh,
to get
wow.
back to this candle stuff. Like,
Remember I was telling you the 3 big body candles? If you ever see a 3 big body candle, it is typically going to stay that direction for weeks or months.
Yeah.
3 white candles is in stocks is pretty good estimate of where it's going to go for the next few months. See?
Oh yeah.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. And just kept on going. I would not buy now. I would wait. I would wait maybe 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks.
Why 4 weeks?
And right now, that it is reattempting this high. So look. This was called my bullshit, right? This high is 104.83. This high is 104.83. They're the same height. They're the exact same price. How do you have 2 prices the exact same across a chart that's only a few months old? For the here to here.
Wait a minute. Say that again. I don't think
Look about it. Look.
a chart that's.
There's no accidents in trading, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This high is the same high as here. They're the exact same number. How can that be?
Wait, this high is the same high as.
A previous high. They're the same number. They both hit the same high.
Within how many months?
2022. So you're talking about within a year?
Well, that's just like the long-term resistance and support.
No. I mean, I don't use support and resistance. I just look at price. Why did price stop at the same price it stopped previously? Who did that? Who controlled that?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you're saying it's like manipulated.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I look at the markets. Someone controlled the price to exit the same price there. So what is that determining? They had a massive short order at that price. Or they exited their buys to be pushing down that sell. Lulu would be fun of when you look at my buddy. Lulu? What is Lulu?
Oh, Lululemon. Well, that was another good one that was good in 2021.
Man, you guys look at so many stocks that I don't even look at. It's so crazy.
They like your stock analysis skills.
Oh, $361 for per share? Oh, we got an expensive baby.
Ooh, they had a good day today. You know, I wish if I was following this like every minute. There's so many of them I want to follow, but
there is no effing way someone's buying this stock right now.
Wait, when did you get out?
There's no way. I should have stayed in at $50. I would never. This is like a huge no-no.
Yeah, but I mean, look at when it first went public, though.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. This is a gorgeous chart, but there is no point in entering in right now unless you are trading within 1 month. Look at the movements.
When was it?
They're everywhere.
Oh, he probably sold when he tripled his money or something.
You know,
that's something like I would do too.
Like this is a scalp. This is some good scalps, but long-term dividend investing, I would stay away if they had a dividend stock. This is a dividend stock. This is good trading though. Look at these movements. This is really good trading.
I gotta see if did they beat earnings.
Actually, let me check this. Can I trade this stock?
It went straight up today.
I can't trade Lulu.
Really?
No, my broker doesn't have it. Long time ago. Yeah. If you did this, you would have done really, really good.
See
This
here.
rule, this thing follows the same rule. See, I mean, isn't it interesting that you can say one thing about one stock and they usually do the same thing? If the weekly or monthly has 3, usually the 4th and 5th are positive.
They did have an earnings beat today. That's why they shot up.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive. Almost every single time. Out of all the time I look at data, so if you looked at my data here, I can show. When we get off camera, I'll show you a lot of it. When certain stocks do certain things, typically always do the exact same thing across
That's
the thing.
funny. Oh, I've got to show this real quick.
All right, here you can take it over.
Yeah, I just wanted to show. So the earnings, like I would not have predicted them to beat earnings, but they did. And check this one because the projection for earnings for Q1 2023, look how much higher the projection was than what it was in the Q4 2022. I would have never predicted them to beat earnings, but they did. So the stock shot up. So it would have been a great day for call options in Lululemon.
I think I should. I definitely got to see it because I like. That's why I like listening to you. You look at things that I never look at.
Yeah,
so
see, that's
awesome.
good. Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, I lost my
Interesting.
screen. I have too many tabs open, so it's like the screen's like out in the ether somewhere.
BCE and bed. Let me check it out. BCE.
But yeah, that's nuts, isn't it? I mean, you see that chart. Because what I would do, funny story, like at my old job, this is how people get a reputation for being a guru or sometimes a fake guru. Because at my old job, our stock price, we would, I worked for a publicly traded company. So the stock, when we would have our quarterly earnings, I would say one quarter I said, we're definitely going to beat earnings this quarter. And people were like, what makes you think that? I'm like, well, it's likely because the projection is coming in so low. It's like a hurdle. Like it's almost impossible for us not to exceed that. And then later on, we do exceed it. And then everyone's like, wow, you called that. Not really. It's just kind of like the probability was pretty good, that it was going to beat it. And then I'd have people coming up to me like, hey, what are earnings going to do next quarter? All of a sudden I was the earnings guru just because of that. But it really wasn't any in-depth analysis. It was just knowing that, hey, this hurdle is so low. Like I would predict next quarter they'll beat earnings. But then again, who knows? They could just completely miss earnings.
When I'm looking at this right now, BCE, it's close to a buy.
Yeah, take the screen again.
Oh, my bad.
Here.
Oh man, you guys got looking at stocks all day. I can pretty much do this all night.
Yeah, companies like AT&T and Disney, like they've really struggled. I mean, I thought like a lot of these streaming apps were really good, but they're like HBO Max and whatnot. But these companies are struggling.
What, $100K invested in that for 20 years, set for life? If I would say this, if I had $100K to sit into one asset class, I would never touch stocks or real estate. There's only one class that I know will win in 100 years. And there's only one asset class that does good over a 100-year time frame.
Precious metals.
Precious metals.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I guarantee it that these idiots who run our governments are going to try to steal, rob, and lie to us. They always do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy into precious metals, you're buying honest money. And if you look at the ebb and flow of where we are right now, 100K back before, oh my God. If you bought 100K worth of silver before 1913, you would not care what the direction of the market would be.
No, he's saying that stock, but I want to know his rationale on that. Is he saying like compounding?
It's stupid over its lifetime. I mean, there's one stock I wish I bought for a lifetime. That'd be Pepsi.
Pepsi?
Yeah. What is it? PEP?
Well, because I'm looking at PEP's Pepsi, but I'm looking at this one that Mr. Varden here just mentioned, and I'm not seeing 100K. It's paying like 6.36%, so that'll pay you like $6,000 a year. But unless you're investing 100,000 every year,
Wow. Look at Pepsi.
dividend growth.
Oh
See,
my.
the thing about dividend growth, there's a ton of videos on YouTube about dividend growth. But the thing is, so a stock could start at paying like a 2% dividend, and then all of a sudden, it had a 50% dividend increase. It went from 2 to 3%. You're still not quite at like the 17 or 18% that SVOL pays. But you see this like, this stock just increased their dividend 50%. So
I wonder the financials of Pepsi. Like I never, this type of stuff I don't, it's very interesting. Like when I look at stocks, like, because typically I can't trade all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't trade Pepsi.
Yeah, we were going to get into to SVOL.
SVOL?
I've been getting some commenters saying that because of the volatility in the market, that it could be risky and stuff.
How high is the dividend?
18%. So on $1 million, that's 180,000.
Oh my god!
But another very similar one, GOF, GOF, that one has paid a solid dividend all the way from before the Great Recession.
I hope it can handle this.
Handle what? The support?
The buyers here.
Oh.
I mean, if you look at the chart, like examine that when it makes a pullback, it beats its pullback. You make a pullback, beats a pullback, beats a pullback, double top, beats its pullback, double top. Stabilize? It's interesting. Would it stabilize right now?
I think so.
But why? What evidence do we have that it's going to stabilize?
I mean, as long as it stays within a fairly tight range. Like I think it was only the maximum. It was at $28 a share at its peak, so it's lost like $7. But as long as it stays in a fairly tight range, I'm okay with that because dollar cost average, more dividends, and at some point, when you're getting a high dividend rate like that, you'll eventually offset. Even if you lose all your principal, you'll end up in 3 or 4 years getting more in dividends than your principal was even worth.
What would happen? Let's go with that rationale. What would happen if it dropped to $10?
Then it's probably as a result of them cutting the dividend or something.
If I'm saying is this say, hey Andre, I bought this stock, goes down to $10 in a few weeks because of whatever market stuff.
So then, say if you had that $1 million in there and you bought it at $21.75, then you're down. You've lost $500,000. But if the dividend stays the same, you would make that back in 3 years. I know it's not a realistic scenario, but
do you think that this ETF would last 3 years?
Well, I mean, it's been around for like 2 years. Here's the thing. I've tried so many different video topics on this channel, but these are the ones that get the views, Let
me show you guys something. I'll show you guys a personal thing, which I'm not a fan of doing, but
I might as well. It's a transparent podcast. We had two very transparent salespeople on earlier. So. Oh
no, actually, to be honest with you, they were not transparent. Yeah. I didn't see their
I wonder
financials
if they're going to watch the rest of this
or their background. So here's a stock that I bought personally called CCJ. Right. Those
of you that are on, if you missed the earlier part of the podcast, we had. Would you call it a multi-level marketing scheme?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had some people on from there.
It's I would say it's very interesting. I bought during this zone here. Why did I buy? I didn't buy because of the financials. I bought because of a fucking retard president. Or not president, just a retard organization that's against us. There's a reason why people buy stocks. And when I look at stocks, I look at the political party behind it too. And if politics are going to push up energy prices, I'm going to buy energy. So I've been buying this stock for a long time, and it does have a dividend. But I tell people before, some things typically are good long-term growth. Now, those other ones, I don't know, but I did not participate in this growth. I just cared about this. When certain policies are being passed, you might want to look at buying uranium stocks, for example. This is a uranium stock.
Well, I should have bought. So what are you thinking? Like a nuclear war?
Nuclear power. Nuclear power has to be.
Oh yeah.
Clean energy. If anyone knows anything about clean energy, that's retarded. It is never going to be. Clean energy doesn't even create anything.
But they keep trying.
No, clean energy is a way to be the most dirtiest. Like you can't recycle it, you can't get rid of it. It is such a nuisance.
And the birds hit the windmills, right?
Yeah, and
I thought the environmentalists cared.
Like the argument for like, hey, we want clean energy. There's not one aspect of clean energy. If you look at the process of development, creation to development, of clean. It is such a dirty, oil-based environment.
It does create one thing. There's one thing that it creates.
Oh, what's that?
Inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, thorium is the future, and it's cleaner and reusable, unlike nuclear. Nuclear
Thorium?
Can be reused.
That sounds
cool. I've never heard of thorium.
I want a power plant that has like Thor's hammer, and that I want to see I want it built like that.
I just tell people like, if people think that we're going to stop using oil, they're absolutely stupid. All oil
other stuff too. It's in like there's petroleum products and a lot of non-fuel things.
Let's look at thorium. I never heard about this before.
Interesting.
I'm always up to learn new things. So.
Yeah, me too. And like I told the audience, I mean, I did open the live stream. You're welcome to come on here with us and discuss.
Let's look at I don't know about thorium. Let's look at thorium on bar chart.
Is this an element on the periodic table? I should know this.
Yeah.
Chemistry
bar
wasn't
chart.
my strong suit.
Sure. Let's look at thorium on the bar chart. Bar chart is in my opinion, the best website to look at commodities and future prices.
India. See, they know what they're doing in India. Bar chart. Yeah.
Let's look at bar
this
chart.
has gone way longer than I expected.
Yeah, I'm actually over. I have to get back to life.
Me too. I'm gonna have to stop here. Well, it's almost 11:30.
Yeah, I gotta shave this fucking beard for the day. Ugh. This is not the stock. I need thorium. Yeah, but this is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. I
man,
wouldn't mind doing this, just analyzing stocks. But see, the thing is, you never know when you're going to get the live viewership. That's the thing.
Here, since you guys are subscribed to his channel, please check out mine, Andre J. McClendon.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I resume my posting schedule Friday this week and Monday, back to 2 to 3 videos a day.
Oh, okay. Did you take like a break?
I had to for my contract.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I could want in that too. Like, let me know how that goes. I'm interested to see.
They want to see. So right now I haven't posted anything. They want to see what videos do good without any interaction. Just what happens to your channel. So for example, you stop posting, who watches your videos?
Yeah.
And I got a good list. My channel, when people don't watch it, when I don't post, people watch my programming and crypto videos. They don't watch my gold and silver videos. They just watch programming videos.
It's dividends for me. That's part of the reason why I cover a lot of these scenarios. I mean, I empathize with the idea. I do it myself. So it's not something like that I don't do. But some of the scenarios I talk about may seem, I don't know, outlandish because I'm talking about $1 million. But in theory, like if the dividend stays the same, you're investing this. In theory, it's true, and it gets views. And that's what, as a YouTuber, I mean, we live and die by views, so.
Hopefully. But
yeah. I don't know. I made like $30 this month in ad revenue.
I mean, I wouldn't see how much I make when I get in front of an audience of like 200,000 to 1 million.
That's exciting. Yeah, if you can do that, like I definitely want in on that too.
Yeah,
Mr.
hopefully it
Million
makes sense.
Dollars.
I send them my
Mr.
financials. Mr.
Actually,
$1 million here.
Mr. 10 million, because I did the old trick like Jim Carrey did. They say, law of attraction, write yourself a check for $10 million, and that's what you'll have somehow. Somehow money just comes to you. We were talking about that earlier.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Oh, I just found some right here. It's fake though. That's the problem.
So many missing messages. Oh my God. But yeah, man. Can you just follow me, Andre J. McClendon, or Andre McClendon on YouTube.
And we're gonna do. I offered it today, but we're gonna do this again, a live stream with the audience. Where you can actually come on and talk to us.
Yeah, please, guys. I would love to talk to you guys. I will talk about anything, even the taboo stuff that we're not supposed to talk about.
That's always fun.
Oh, look at this. They're using the banking crisis to roll CBDC. Oh, man.
Were we gonna get what's his name on?
Mike Winnett?
No,
Mike
the Winnett. Asian guy, Chris Norland.
He didn't respond back to me.
Oh, he ghosted.
Yeah.
Dang.
This channel, if you guys want to find out how to avoid people who sell, check out this channel. Oh,
that's the kind of persona that I'm aiming for there. The guy with the crown and the cigar and the aviator glasses. That's kind of like when I have my
Andrew
logo.
Tate? Huh? Andrew Tate?
That's him? Okay, with the crown and stuff. Yeah, that's funny.
He makes a lot of money, but he's currently being in the situation he's in with the police.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, they caught him in Romania or something.
I hope he gets out, or I don't know. This seems pretty. When you start talking about the boogeyman and you end up in jail.
Oh, like the Epstein thing? Yeah. It's funny. So talking about like paper money, a lot of YouTubers do this in their thumbnails. It looks like they're holding real money. You see these thumbnails where they're like, and it's like, it's fake. You can buy it on Amazon for like $7 or $8.
Like this?
And it looks real. It's like, it's a movie prop. But the way you can tell, you hold it up.
Prop money.
You hold it up and you can tell that it's not, because it's missing certain things. Like I know what to look for, but I mean, it looks like here, I'm going to, drop, like, how the sales things like this. I mean, it looks legit, You
type in that, look at that, all these fake traders from 0 to $10 million. Don't ever give up trading Forex, but I'll never show you.
I might be down for that. He wants us to do a $10,000 trading challenge, like to see who does better. I think that's what he's asking.
Who?
Varden here, Paul Varden. Is that? I think you're asking like a 10,000. Yeah, we could do that. Like track it. Yeah, I'm all for that. Yeah. What do you think?
Who do you think will win?
Well, no. I mean, we could just start it. I guess. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I can start it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, can I trade any asset class? So I won't trade. I mean, I just trade
Forex. The audience has to establish the parameters.
Yeah, as long as I can trade Forex. There's with a $10,000 account running with my robot. I mean, it's doing
you
pretty
have
good
an
so far.
advantage in trading Forex. I'm only doing domestic.
I mean, I have this. If we can trade select stocks, any stock, then I can trade. If I can put my robot on it, then we will see.
I probably just do index funds, options.
Yeah, I mean, if we can compare who does it,
yeah,
I'll live stream the whole thing.
And if I lose it all, I always have my $10 million check to myself to fall back on.
Be worried of people who say 0 to 10 million and they show Rich Dad Poor Dad, who is a legitimate scammer.
Where is it? Where's that?
Oh my God.
Where's that? Oh.
I always bring this up because like I have a Forex channel talking about trading, but I don't show any trades or my P&L. How's that a Forex channel? Just break it down to me. Does it make any sense? ChatGPT turns $100 into $20,000 fast.
Oh, the AI. You know, it's funny. We had a meeting about Chat GPT at my work, so it's funny because it's even permeating the corporate world.
Could it be? I don't know. I mean, I looked at some of the programming. Well, let's see. I mean, we can. Grant Cardone, another scam artist. I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta get going too. It was fun. Lot of fun. All right, thanks everybody for watching. All right, I will end the podcast. All right.